I'm Rezlar.
I'm Frosty.
As nobody's really engaged quite yet.
Yep. Oh, there we have a bit of. Oh, was that a triple stun for the Mystic?
And welcome back to the Value Pack. And welcome everybody to another episode of the Value Pack. Now, Nyashi unfortunately isn't going to be able to join us, at least not right now. He's got some IRL stuff that he's taking care of. He might jump in later in the show. We'll have to see. Kind of depends on how fast he gets done and how long we go. So who knows? He might jump in later. He might not. Can't really tell. But rest in peace, Nyashi. Wish you the best, brother. First, before we jump into the show, I want to thank our lovely patrons: Badger Honor, Britton Clark, Infrax, Hawaiian, Auspitation, I Has Issues, Jeremy Johnson, Calahad, Lord Carrot, Mayo, Knight, Minaria, Ponism, Slide Tech, and Talus X Septum. Thank you guys and everybody else who supports us on Patreon, and everybody who supports us on our streams too. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. So most of what we're talking about today, Nova. It's Awakening and Succession are out. We've been playing it. Frosty tagged it, so he's got more knowledge than I do. I have a seasonal Nova that I've been doing a little bit of PvE, a little bit of PvP on. So let's kind of talk about it. Frosty, what are your feelings about it now that you actually have the Awakening and Succession in your hands?
Okay, so I wanted to go in separate categories for this, so I'm just going to talk about the look and the feel. I think that Awakening looks really badass. I am a little bit sad that the animations are pink, not blue, but it's fine. But I do think Awakening looks and the theme is really, really badass. I like it a lot. I think the animations are cool. I think it feels really fun to move around and attack and kill stuff with. The skills feel impactful and look nice. And then with Succession, the animations are, in my opinion, now the best in the entire game. The gargoyle looks nuts. The ice animations are way more like intense in Succession than they are in Pre-Awakening. Like there's just a lot more ice and powder and mist and stuff when you're using abilities, and it looks really, really cool. And the sound effects are badass. Like the ice shattering at the end of every skill just sounds really cool. So overall, class design-wise, I think they're really cool, and they look really cool, and they're super fun to play. What about you so far?
I like them. I like them both. The Awakening isn't exactly my playstyle, so that one kind of like meh. The PvP is really fun on it. I did some PvP on Season Arsha, and also did, which by the way, like, why do people on Arsha think that it's a PvE server? That is just the weirdest thing. I swear to God, it's the weirdest thing. Mina went and killed someone on Season Arsha like a couple days ago, and they said, keep killing me so I could get more evidence to report you for griefing. Like, what?
True.
It's Arsha, my guy. What do you mean? Anyway,
I hope I hope Mina gets an email from Pearl Abyss like, hey, were you killing this guy on Arsha? You realize Arsha's for PvE, right? That's why we gave it a drop buff.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. That shit's weird. But the Awakening's fun in PvP. The PvE feels weird to me. I don't know. It just feels strange. I found like a decent PvE rotation that I run through, but I can't really talk too much about it because it's just on my seasonal. So it's kind of like, my opinion, scuffed. The Succession I really like, but apparently there's a lot of people that believe that it's bugged, and bugged in different ways. There are people who don't think that drafts are working. There are people who don't think Axian's damage is applying. There's all kinds of shit that people think is wrong with the Succession. That being said, I do enjoy it, and I might end up rolling it for. Wait, why am I so... Oh, that's why. I might end up rolling it for shot calling, actually. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Depending on what happens with the balance changes, I think it'd be good for shot calling because the block is fat and the AoEs are actually like really big, and it does have a lot of utility. You know, if you think you can save your guild from a bunch of meteors with that ice wall, you know? You never know. Could happen. Yeah, so I don't know. So for PvE, for me, Awakening feels really good. Basically everywhere. I think at low end spots it feels good. At high end spots it feels good. The movement is really nice. The pack to pack is really nice. The damage is pretty good. The only thing I would say is the Awakening kit feels like it's missing one ability. Maybe two, but at least one ability in PvE where like and I don't know if it's because it's actually missing an ability or if because the pre-awakening is just not usable in high-end PvE at all. Whereas like every other class, like even, I mean, Zerker, if you grind on Awakened Zerker, are you using any pre-awakening skills in your PvE rotation?
Yeah, you still gotta buff up with Frenzied Destroyer. You gotta do FD to buff up. As far as DPS, I don't really think so. Maybe you're using Predatory Hunt to like kind of like pull things, get your crit buff. I don't think you're using any pre-awakened skills for DPS though, really.
Right. So it feels like the Awakening kit, everything is in the Awakening kit. Like 100% of the kit is in the Awakening kit. Its movement is there. Its damage is there. Its utility is there. So it feels like you're kind of stuck in Awakening 100% of the time. And then whereas I don't know. Like Kuno, I can fill in even on Awakening Kuno where you like when you grind it's mostly Awakening, but you can still do some filler damage with Shadow Stomp and Fatal Blow and Tenon Cutter. But and then obviously the Rabombs are missing. But there's no, that just doesn't really exist. Like it doesn't benefit me in Awakening to use a single pre-awakened skill in like Succ, for instance. Like ninjas use Blade Spin, they use Malice, Shadow Stomp as filler, and yeah, I don't know, that just feels like it's missing on the Awakening Nova. So either it needs some more Awakening abilities or it needs something to happen with the pre-awakened kit to make it feel like you can actually use it as to fill in some blanks with the Awakening kit, because yeah, it feels kind of lacking. And if you just visually looking at the Awakening kit, it looks small.
Yeah, it does.
Like it really looks small. Just the entire window looks really, really tiny. So I don't know. We'll see. It's funny because on Kuno, all of our cooldowns are 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 23 seconds, 22 seconds, 15 seconds, 16 seconds, 13 seconds. Like they're all really long cooldowns, right? Shadow Stomp is short, Fox Claw is short, Wheel Wrath is short, and then the rest are like relatively long. Or Fatal Blow is also pretty short. Whereas on this class, the longest cooldown is 12 seconds, and I find myself regularly waiting for cooldowns. And that's the longest one. The others are like really, really short. So
I wonder, I'm looking at like the Berserker Awakening tree, and not even looking at cores, just like the base tree. And I wonder if it's like flows. Because I'm looking at the Zerker skill tree, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flows, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base skills. So I think the same amount as in the Awakening kit for Nova, right? 6 main skills. But then there's all these flows as well. And I think maybe that's part of the problem.
yeah, the only actual flows in the Awakening kit are the flow to the movement and then the flow to the vacuum where you bring it back in. Outside of that, yeah, it doesn't really have a whole lot of flows. Like stuff goes
can
together.
We talk about the vacuum, by the way?
Yeah, we could talk about the vacuum, didn't we? You feeling some kind of way about that vacuum?
Yeah, that needs to be removed immediately.
You don't like it?
No, vacuums are a blight on this game. It's literally Shy Bubble all over again. But now they can just throw them around willy-nilly
this
all
is
around.
not Shy
It's
Bubble.
really dumb.
That is not Shy Bubble. You do not compare that to Shy Bubble.
Dude.
The
It's
vacuum,
dumb.
you can have your feeling about the vacuum, and for me, I don't think the vacuum is necessary for the kit, even though it is missing other stuff. But I think like it'd be fine if it got removed. But I don't think it's comparable to Shy Bubble.
Fine, it's not comparable to Shy Bubble. Remove it. You can give them another CC if you want. That's fine. I have no problem with giving them another CC so that they can still like catch people. But vacuum is not like it's really not healthy. You can literally break the CC limit with it, which is like the dumbest fucking thing.
Believe it or not, most classes can. Go ahead. Sorry, you can what?
You can CC people to the CC limit and then vacuum. They're stuck in the vacuum, and then right before they get out of the vacuum, you can just CC them again. It's fucking dumb.
But
like I did it, and I only played Awaken Nova PvP for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but most classes can just walk out of it. That's the thing. You have to. Yes, you can. You literally can S block out of it and then use one movement ability, and you're out. You S block to the edge and then you walk out. You literally can.
Fucking what classes are you playing? Because I cannot do that on. I've tried it on Zerker, I tried it on Archer, and I tried it on Nova. Can't do it. Not possible.
It's definitely possible. I've had 2 of those classes definitely do it to me. They literally walk out. Nova and Archer. I haven't seen with Zerker. Yeah, you can definitely walk out. It's like it's not as intensive a vacuum as the Mystic one, because the Mystic one, there's literally 0 way out no matter what you do. But on this one, like there's a lot of abilities that let you come out, and it's like fine. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, even still, a lot of people do hate the vacuums, so I don't really care too much. It's just that I don't know, the rest of the kit feels a little bit like missing stuff. Wait, real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should just remove that and then give them like another ability that is a CC that they can use to CC people.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What's the point of coming up with a whole set of CC rules if you're gonna come up with CCs that ignore them completely? It just confuses me.
Yeah, I mean, down smashes ignore them too. It's just there's a lot
and I
of
hate
stuff
down
in the
smashes.
Down
smashes should also be removed.
But you can walk. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to go to BA and mess with it. But you can walk out. Like, you literally can walk out. Like, it's super rare that people just stay stuck in the vacuum the whole time, unless they panic or haven't experienced it before. Like, Mystic one, you can't. Admittedly, like, I'm pretty sure there's no way to get out of the Mystic one. Maybe Phoenix Dive on Guardian, because it moves you so far. I don't know. But, like, Sorks are literally just using Shadow Leap to get out. You can just iframe out if you have an iframe, or you can S block all the way to the edge and use a normal movement ability and get out. Anyway, it's kind of I was surprised that it was a vacuum in PvP, to be honest. It's kind of been a while since they added a vacuum in PvP. Outside of, I guess, the Hashashin 100%. Yeah. If you S block first, you can Shadow Leap out of it. I've done it. I literally did it, and so did Bear when I was testing with Bear. You 100%. He was able to Shadow Leap out just fine 100% of the time. You got to S block. You S block first.
I'm gonna come up with a crazy theory out of nowhere. I have no evidence for this whatsoever. I'm just throwing a Hail Mary right now. Mm-hmm. What if getting out of the vacuum is tied to your FPS?
It probably is. In some way. I'm sure the vacuum probably lowers your FPS too to make it even more difficult. I
don't know. Just throwing a crazy theory out there. Somebody test it.
Yeah. It's possible. That or your ping. Actually, ping is probably more of an issue.
Ping could also be an issue.
All right, wait, real quick. So I wanted to talk about the PvE on Succession, because Succession PvE is weird. Because at low end spots, it feels really, really good. Like even here at Thornwood, I'm grinding at Thornwood right now. Feels like pretty good. And Star's End feels okay, but granted, I have a lot of AP, right? So the damage feels like all right at Star's End, but at Secrea it feels really bad, like really, really bad. Like it actually feels like significantly worse than my Kuno. Like I would much rather grind on my Kuno than on Nova Succ. Like both specs, even Awakening Kuno. So, I don't know. It's something is weird with it because when Pre-Awakening was out, the damage felt really good for just absolutes, right? Like I think a lot of people was like, damn, like this actually does like okay damage for it just being absolutes. So with you getting 30% of your Awakening weapon damage added to your Prime skills, with the Prime skills getting a damage boost just in their raw numbers, plus the Gargoyle being added, you would think like, oh man, this is gonna hit so hard, but it really doesn't feel like it hits hard in PvE to me. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just coupled with I don't know, other changes. I know they nerfed the pawns. I don't know if it affects PvE. I doubt it. I think they nerfed the pawn's PvP damage and then crit rate. Was the crit rate in PvE though? In PvE it's the same. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels like oddly different. And the other thing that's confusing for a lot of people is they're like, oh well, grind everyone always suggests this to me. Grind without the Gargoyle and see if it does more damage with the pawns. But the Gargoyle doesn't replace the pawns. It's in addition to.
Yeah, that's because the description makes it seem like it does, right? Because it's like sacrifice the pawns to use Axion, but it actually doesn't. You just get in addition to.
Yeah.
That's what makes it really fucking weird.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of strange. It's a very, very strange phenomenon because there's so many things that added damage to Prime, and it still feels like it doesn't hit that hard. But it is super fun. That's why I'm like, dude, I really want Succ to be super good at grinding because it's such a chill spec, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like so easy, and the AoEs are massive, and they look cool, and it's kind of fun to play. It just is. It's just not hitting that hard. I don't know for my gear. Like that's the other, and here's the other weird thing too, is like, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's back to like the pet scaling thing. Like I don't know what percentage of the total damage is coming from the pets, but it feel like I've watched videos of people getting like 4.5k at Succ with Tuvala gear. But then I've also watched now 2 different Koreans, a Japanese video and an American video or North American video of Succ Nova's getting, I keep almost calling it Guardian, so I have to hesitate, of Succ Novas with 285 plus Kudum also only getting like 4.5 or 4.6, which is super strange to me. Or like they're getting like 4.8. Like the highest I've seen so far is like 4.85. Someone said they got like 4.85, and then they said they think with enough practice they could get 5k, but that just doesn't seem that good for, it was 280, I think it was 287 Kudum. I don't know, especially for like a newer class. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the damage, but it feels kind of meh right now. How do you feel about the class's speed and the movement that it got in succession first?
I'm kind of all right with it, honestly. I know you hate it. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with it. I feel like maybe they could make the down C a little bit like easier to work with, because like how it works is you do the down C to do the hop backwards, and then you have to hold it for like, I don't know, maybe like a second, and then if you let it go, it launches you forward. I don't know. I feel like they can maybe make that a little bit smoother. Maybe make it to where just down C is just the hop backwards, and then if you do like down C and then you press W before your animation stops, then you launch forward. Like I feel like that needs to be a little bit smoother. Honestly, it needs to be a little bit smoother and a little bit faster. I feel like. I think if they did that, it would probably feel pretty good. Maybe make the forward C go forward a little bit more, because it takes you just about as far as the forward F does, it seems like. So maybe make that go a little bit further, and I think it would be like probably in a really good place. I feel like its long distance movement is non-existent, but the thing is I feel like it's it shouldn't be, honestly. Like the whole class should be about quick small movements to like move around in PvP to try and like move behind people and shit like that while keeping your block up, you know? That's what I feel like anyway.
Yeah.
So
my only issue with it really is I wish it had one more like side scoot dash. Not a long distance thing, but a side scoot dash that was an iframe. So for repositioning while grinding, like in places like Succ where repositioning can be kind of a pain because just the one little scoot doesn't move you far enough. And then SC is kind of a long cooldown, but then also to try to avoid grabs. Like SC is your only way to avoid grabs. And it's a 10-second cooldown, which if you're against Striker, Mystic, Guardian, their cooldown on their grab is literally less than your iframe. Which is kind of crazy.
In all honesty, like it probably could do well to get like a which I don't see them doing this, but like Guardians, I think I said this before the Succession even came out. Guardians like sideways left click, I think, or sideways right click. The little like scoot and swing ability that they do, that's iframe into stiffen, I think, or some shit. Like if Nova had something similar to that, like no CC attached, like just the movement of that, I think you might be looking pretty good. The little like, you know what I'm talking about, right? The little thing where they like
their version of mass destruction. That one?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like a really small thing.
Yeah,
it's like animation really during the movement and then CC during the swing, but just give them the movement. I think you would be looking pretty good in all honesty.
That would feel pretty good. That's all it really needs.
Hey, Nyashi, what's up, bro?
What up, man?
Wait, you had lunch already?
Yeah.
What'd you have? Just McDonald's?
No, we went to First Watch. It's a breakfast joint.
Dude, it must. Oh, right. See, I mean, I'm thinking of pre-COVID, what it's like to go to breakfast out here, where you have to wait.
I'm in Florida, so we risk it for the biscuit, you know.
Literally, dude, for the breakfast biscuit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the movement on Succession Nova. So I don't know. It needs a side scoot for PvP and just for repositioning PvE, and that'll feel a little bit better. I still think the animations, either the damage just needs to be like way massively boost the base damage on the actual skills, not the pets, or the animation speeds need to be increased still, because like it's actually slower than Guardian and hits softer, which is super weird to me.
Weren't you suggesting that the pet damage kind of felt like really off?
Yeah, I mean it does kind of, but I don't know like what percentage of the damage is the pets and what percentage is the actual skills, you know?
Yeah. I think based on what I've seen, very limited, mind you, amount of what I've seen. I agree with the movement thing with Succession. I think it's like kind of like lackluster. I was actually surprised they didn't really add too much more to it.
Well, they did add a couple things. So they added forward C, like Resler said, which is just like a little SA scoot forward. It does have collision.
Forward guard, isn't it?
Oh, is it forward guard? Yeah, it might be forward guard actually. Hold on, let me reread it.
I think it's forward guard, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, forward guard. So SC, which is a little forward guard scoot, which is actually kind of nice and noticeable. And then they changed. It's weird because they made the cooldown longer on the long dash, which is kind of irritating.
Yeah, why? Why would it's already got a mobility issue, and then you're gonna up the cooldown on it?
Well, because you can cast it off cooldown.
Yeah, because now you can cast off cooldown in a shortened distance.
And unprotected.
But I still feel like it should have kept its original cooldown because it also uses so much stamina.
Yeah, it uses way too much stamina, I think. I don't know.
If I do two
if you're
forward,
worried about stamina consumption in PvP, like no one's gonna be using that in PvP. It's too risky. They're just gonna use it for lazy grinding in PvE. So you might as well just let people like run around like super easily between pack to pack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
so I get to do the scoot twice, and I'm at half my stamina bar.
When I'm kind of like doing like a super focused grind, I can feel that same kind of thing with Meiwa, but yeah, with the newer class, I'm surprised that they're having that issue. I would have expected the opposite.
Yeah, but the difference
Especially after
between
seeing the Awakening's mobility and
the difference between Nova and Meiwa in this case is that the Meiwa's movement's like actually fast. This is really slow.
true.
So it's
Very
not.
true,
It's
very
like you're moving. It's using half your stamina bar to move like not that far and really slowly. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really kind of focusing you on playing like a very defensive type
That's-
of playstyle, whether it be
that's
PvE or PvP.
What's interesting about the class, and Nash, I think you'll find this interesting as well, is that they actually they have no iframes, right? They still have no iframes, I believe.
in
Correct me if
you
I'm
mean
wrong.
Awakening or Succ?
No, in Succession.
In Succession has one iframe. SC is the iframe.
Oh yeah. The movement backwards is the iframe.
Yeah.
So they have one iframe, but they only have 2 super armors, if I remember correctly, as far as their movement is concerned, and that is the off cooldown like sprint, I think, and I think forward F. Everything else, every other movement they do is frontal guard, which is really interesting. So it's if you don't have a grab, you actually can try to catch them like while they're repositioning, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Which I've noticed when I've dueled some before. But most of the time they kind of just turtle up and try to see if they can land a grab kind of thing, or wait for their pet to like float me behind my frontal guard.
Yeah. Is it forward F that's the SA, Frosty, or is it down F? No, I'm second guessing myself. Can you check?
I don't remember if Forward F actually has a protection. Let me look.
I think it
Down F is super armor.
Okay, so it's down F.
Let me see what Forward F is. I forget the dude. I can't stand in this tree. Forward F is also super armor. So
Okay. So those were 2, I guess.
yeah. Dude, I hate. I don't know. This is super nitpicky, but I can't stand that all the skill names are way too long. So you actually don't see any of the skill names in the tree.
They are a bit long, aren't they?
I mean, some of them literally just say prime ... or prime bitter ... prime icy ... It's like, what am I supposed to do? This one at the bottom, frozen earth or entangling icy thorns, literally just says prime ... There's no other text.
Well, I mean, you know why that is. That's a localization issue. They didn't prepare for the names to be really long when translated to English, probably.
No, I actually with these bold claims, dude.
Well, I mean, I've seen it before, so.
I mean, just yeah, but they have to expect that some of all of them are like that. It's not just like 1 or 2 names. Like they all are ... It's crazy. I don't know. But there's a lot.
Man, we work with an indie company. Remember, it just is what it is.
That's true. I think the localization guy is back to working full time with World of Warcraft because they're adding a new raid to the game.
He's like, "Yep, my translating days in BDO are over. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to World of Warcraft."
So then Succession movement in its not feeling good. Awakening movement feels really good and really fast, and it's really fun. However, not having any iframe at all is super, super, super noticeable to me.
I know that feel.
No, you don't. You actually still have one more iframe than they have. So it's
when it works, it's great. But
regardless,
when it doesn't, it feels awful.
Still, it has 0. It doesn't even get a bugged one. It does not even get a bugged one. It's actually kind of insane.
I don't know if I would weigh that in the positive.
Here's been my biggest issue with the no iframe. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna get grabbed a lot, which I guess you get grabbed a little bit more, but because her movement's so much, you can kind of stay at range. But I'm getting slow debuffed and just taking damage to everything when trying to move.
Yup.
Like no matter what, like your constant slow debuff. Again, you still have an iframe. This is not a Meiwa.
It doesn't dodge
This is not a Meiwa episode.
It
Let
doesn't
it go.
dodge shit. I'm just saying.
Okay,
look,
okay, I got it, dude. Meiwa
I'm just saying
is
you're
oppressed.
finally getting a taste. That's all.
No,
I'm saying.
I'm not.
That's
You
all
have
I'm
an
saying.
iframe.
No,
So it's literally worse than that. This is not I'm not talking about Meiwa right now. I'm just talking about Nova.
I'm saying
if Nova got,
you finally get to know what it's like.
If Nova got the iframe every 3 seconds, then I could be like, yeah, it's compared to Meiwa. But no, Meiwa's iframe is better because it has one.
I don't know.
That's
about
the
that.
difference.
Gotten it all the time.
Okay.
Frosty, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Like,
doesn't
dude, we
On
can't even like
Guard
keep the
give you an
conversation
iframe?
going forward because it's about chase. Like every 2 seconds, it
No,
changes
it's
to a
not.
conversation about chase. It's like insane.
This is about how slows are affecting gameplay with movement skills.
I know, but it's always affected with movement skills. It's like it's not the first time. I'm not saying like, oh, I've never been slowed before on any class or anything. It's just I'm saying with 0 iframe options being a pure melee class, like we don't have stub arrow, we don't have or Nova doesn't have stub arrow. Nova doesn't have the little twister that you can throw out to stay ranged. Like it's all like melee, everything, and 0 iframe. It's crazy.
Frosty, doesn't
Thing
On Guard
is,
give you an
I'm-
iframe?
I get it, dude, but I'm not talking about Meiwa. Like,
I'm just want to point out that I'm proud Frosty's starting to get a little woke here.
you have an iframe. You're just bad at using it, dude.
Oh my god, I'm bad at using it.
And you
Got
live in
me.
Florida.
Oh
you
my
know?
god, it's
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, whatever. So never mind. Nova is fine. It's balanced just like Meiwa. I take it back. What were you gonna say, Rosa?
Doesn't On Guard give you an iframe? I thought it did.
It does. Yes. It's just that in
Okay.
1v1s, you really don't get on guard that much. And I don't know. Actually, in PvP, it's kind of weird because you generate the bar by throwing the orbs and vacuuming them back in, right? But it takes a long time. It actually like takes a long time. Like in 1v1s, it kind of takes a long time. And I don't know, you're usually like trying to use the orbs and it's not protected to vacuum them back in. So if you are going to try to vacuum them back in the middle of a fight, it's not particularly safe. So it feels like every 3 to 5 fights you can use On Guard for 30 seconds. So it's kind of a strange, I don't know. It feels strange. What are your thoughts on the whole On Guard mechanic?
It's interesting. It's fun. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't like it, which I guess is to be expected. There's aspects that I do like. There's aspects that I don't. I don't like that there's some abilities you can only use in On Guard. It's kind of like, why?
Yeah, forward Q.
Like, forward Q. Like, that would be a really good ability to have just all the time. I don't know why it's locked behind On Guard. That seems kind of silly. But I mean, the whole like you go super fast and you get the double dash thing. That's pretty fun. I don't know. It's. I feel like On Guard is very similar to Awakening Nova's like entirety, which is there are some things that it does really good and there are some things that it does really bad.
All right,
You have to manually activate it, right? Once you hit the 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it do really well and what does it do really bad?
It makes you Sonic. That's what it does really well.
Yeah, it does. It makes you move around like crazy when you're in On
It
Guard.
turns you into goddamn Sonic. You can disorient people so fucking easily whenever you have On Guard up with the amount of movement that class does, as well as like speeding you up. Because you get double dash, which is already insane. You also get forward Q, which is a very fast movement as well, which is also insane on a fairly low cooldown. Like it's not that long. Also, all of your other abilities are sped up, so now like your forward right click isn't like miserably slow anymore. I mean, it's not like zoom, but it's not like want to kill yourself slow anymore. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, it makes you so fucking fast and like hard to keep up with and like keep track of. It can really like fuck up people in a fight. That being said, it does absolutely annihilate your stamina whenever you're like sitting there. It's like, oh, now I know why Meiwas play like this. Like, you use all of your stamina, and then you're like, all right, time to just block. It's just like waiting. And then,
it has this weird thing.
Back, time to go again.
I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but I find the transition from the side dash to S block is long enough that you could be CC'd. So if I go like Shift A or D, this is in non-on guard, just normal. Shift A or D, and then just start holding S to try to S block after. there's like this weird delay where she has to like get back upright after she slides, where you can be CC'd out of it. So you can't get into S block like quickly. It feels a little bit faster if you use LMB after, but I don't know. I'm finding like I get.
Sounds just like unpolished frame issues, that's all.
It has a weird slide after that feels really long and clunky. And I don't know if I think the slide's still protected. I can't really tell, but after you do the dash, like your feet are like, you're going upright again, and it doesn't let you S block until the animation's completely over. But I was getting CC'd out of that a lot. I don't know.
I haven't noticed that. I haven't been paying that much attention to stuff like that. I've mostly been trying to just like properly use my movement, which is like the hardest thing for me. Because it's like, it's interesting how they did it. Because like, if you do dash R LMB? Dash LMB and dash F are like almost the same fucking ability, but one of them is a CC, one of them is protected. And then you also have, like, I think it's forward F, I want to say, that you can use after a dash, which, like, really goes fucking far. And is also a CC, can also go through some blocks, it seems like. I don't know. There's, like, a whole lot of, like... It's got a lot of, like, weird things that you kind of just have to learn, which I kind of like, but I don't know.
Feels like an e-buff that you have to earn. Yeah, so my thing with the On Guard overall is it's kind of that same feeling that like a Zerker would have with the whole like, hey, we're a 3-minute class kind of thing. Like it really, really, really feels like that's when you have to make your move, especially in large scale. Because the damage while the damage in a combo is decent enough, but like if you actually want to just blow people up in Node War like you would do with, I don't know, all the other flex classes or flanker classes like Kuno, Ninja, Dark Knight, like you can do a Node War combo that's like minimized, right? That you're just like, you have a Giant Staff and a Perfume and you're just trying to kill someone in a couple abilities versus an actual combo. Like it feels like you need On Guard to be able to do that. And then even then, it still feels like not that amazing because a lot of the skills you have to sit there stationary. Like SF and SLMB for those to hit hard, and then Shift LMB and Shift RMB and Shift Q. Like all of those are stationary abilities. So I don't know. It kind of feels weird. I almost wish that there was like an in between, like bring down the On Guard versions of abilities, but bring up the base versions. In some way, shape, or form. I don't know like how you would balance that exactly, but it feels like you feel too weak. And the other thing too that's nuts is you just have 10 seconds of super armor in On Guard. So it makes like all your abilities useful for the first 10 seconds. But I don't know why, like, I don't know, that seems so insane to me.
Yeah, they gave Nova old fucking Q block from Valken Warrior. What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah, 10 seconds of SA is actually kind of a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of nutty. I don't know I don't know really how to fix it. I can't even really properly diagnose the problems the class has because I haven't put enough time into it. But I feel like forward Q should be a normal ability. Like, just like a normal thing. It shouldn't be an On Guard only ability. And yeah, I think that would go a long way towards helping it, honestly.
That honestly would help, yeah. Even if it didn't move you, like maybe the On Guard version is the one that makes you dash, and just do like a circular slash for the normal ability would actually feel really good, because it kind of just feels like it's missing like a swipe.
Yeah.
Like a kind of, I don't know, quick chunk ability.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like, with the Awakening feeling so like empty, the fact that they put a really important skill behind the wall of On Guard is like really strange to me. Yeah. And like you said, like maybe their intention was like, oh well, we want them to feel really powerful whenever they use On Guard, but like there's a difference between you feel really powerful when you use On Guard and you only feel useful when you're in On Guard.
Right. Exactly.
And like that's the problem. Like you said, similar thing to what Zerkers have been complaining about for like years now. is like the whole 3-minute class thing between Q buff and then 200% in succession. It's like,
well, even then,
there's
though,
a difference.
That still only applies to like large. Like Zerker doesn't feel like they're completely useless in a 1v1. Like this one feels like that in every aspect. Like, all right, so in PvE,
well, because I think they intentionally, like, they did that. I think Zerker was an accident. They accidentally made Zerker a 3-minute class. I think they intentionally made Nova a 3-minute class. I think that's the difference. They intentionally said, we want this class to feel good whenever you're in on guard. But then for some reason that turned into, which means when you're not in guard, it needs to feel not as good. Instead of, you see what I'm saying? The logic should have been, Nova Awakening feels good, and then in On Guard it feels better. But instead, the logic they seem to have gone with, at least in my opinion, is On Guard needs to feel good, so without On Guard needs to feel worse. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. In PvE, it's not as much of an issue because you either have E buff up, Z buff up, or On Guard, like basically 100% of the time. Like it's like rare that you don't have something, so it's like doesn't feel as bad. But in PvP, yeah, it's like long stretches where you don't have it. So I don't know. It's kind of it's a strange mechanic that feels exactly like the way you put it is best. A difference between I feel better when this is up versus I feel only useful when this is up, or I only feel useful when this is up. That's kind of the vibe I get from it.
I can definitely see that.
I do want to point out, so one of the reasons why I think this class feels a little bit weird, I have a bug that is 100%, it replicates 100% of the time. I cannot manually loot on Awakened Nova right now, or it puts my weapons away 100% of the time. So if I manual loot when I'm in Awakening, my weapons get sheathed and I have to pull them back out again. And it's really it's super irritating. And it took me forever to figure out what the hell was causing it. I was like, dude, why the hell are my weapons put away? Like, I swear my weapons are being put away. Or the movement on this is like that clunky. Like, I just can't dash. And then I realized, like, someone else pointed out that they notice it happens when they're looting. And I was like, oh. So then I tested, and yeah, 100% of the time. If I loot something, my weapons get sheathed. So there's like things like that. Things like the damage, the feel, like how long everything lasts, like all this stuff, especially Succession too with the pets and it kind of like feeling like, I don't know, the damage isn't consistent or doesn't feel really good in certain places and stuff. I think is a product of this is like the first time we've had an actual like global release in a while, right? Like normally classes
Since
are
Archer.
out. Yeah, since Archer. Normally classes are out for anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. And getting buffs and changes and quality of life fixes and bug fixes like before we even get it. And that's not the case here. So we're getting like the day 1 beta test that KR normally gets. So I don't know. I think that's part of the issue, which is my only like if it was out in KR for a month and a half and then it came out like in the current state, I would be concerned. But because it launched at the same time for everyone, and I know they're probably going to make tweaks and changes here and there, I feel pretty positive that it's going to feel good. Plus, it's missing its Raboms. I don't know how Raboms are going to feel, but again, my biggest issue with Awakening is that the kit feels small, and I really think it's a product of the pre-Awakening just doesn't feel really impactful or useful in when you're Spec Awakening because the skills are so slow. Like there is some utility, a little bit of utility. Obviously, if you're against like a non-grab class, like that block can be really powerful. But even against a Sorc or a DK, you're basically just playing this game of chicken where you're trying to turn as fast as you can to block as they're just chunking your back, and then you have to like try to get back into Awakening before you die. I don't know. It's like kind of a weird. It's a weird feeling, and the grab is super difficult to land. It's actually like kind of a weird grab. It does have a lot of range, and it can be really powerful, and I think it's cool. I don't think it needs to be changed at all. I think it's fine how it is. It's just you would think like, oh shit, you just sit and block and grab people, but it's like a lot harder. Like when you're against a Guardian, especially a Guardian that knows what they're doing, like it feels like you're fighting a Sorc. Like the Guardian is always in iframe. Like they're in iframe so much, and they can just grab you at will. When you're in pre-awakening, you have 0 movement at all. Like at least in awakening, I can move around, you know. But if I'm in pre-awakening, like it's rough. Succession is really, really hard. I think in like 1v1 situations, like very, very difficult. I like can't imagine on Kuno. I cannot imagine losing to a Succ Nova. I also think that the damage is super difficult. Like the damage doesn't feel good enough in Succession either in PvP to me to like. It's really hard to combo people because after the float you only get 1 ability at most, and if they resist, like you're not fast enough to deal with a resist on Succession. So if they resist, you're kind of, that's it. You just lost that trade. It's over. If they resist, like while they're on the ground, I mean, I don't know. So that's kind of how it feels to me. Like I'm picturing.
The only use I've found for the pre-awakening in PvP in the awaken spec is like you said. Sometimes you can get a lucky grab off. 9 times out of 10 you miss, and then you end up doing that slow ass fucking movement, and you're like, "Fuck! I didn't want to do this." Which is like, why is the grab tied to the movement? I don't understand. That's one of the things that I think needs to get changed like immediately. That's awful.
If you're dueling an Awakened Nova and they start running at you with their shield, they miss their grab. You have 15 seconds. Go.
Yeah, it's really fucking bad. Like I don't know why. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like that is such like an obvious flaw in the kit. I feel like that should have been sussed out the second they like tested the ability, assuming they even did that. They're like, oh hey, when you miss this grab, you do your movement, and players probably wouldn't want to do that. Oh well, then we should change that. Like, how is that not just a simple fucking thing that you test? I don't know. And the only other use I found for the pre-awakening in the awakening spec is you can cast your Shift F like from awakening, the ice ability, the pre-awakened ice ability, Shift F. Which is SA and also applies a pretty gnarly slow to people. And then you can go straight from SF. If you do the side dash and then you hold the side dash down, it'll take you back into awakening. And that is completely SA that whole time. So basically you can dash up to somebody, use the Shift F to get a protected like slow attempt on them, and then dash back into awakening, and then you have about like, I don't know, 5-6 seconds of slow to work with, which is like decent.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people are kind of back and forth on whether they should lock Icy Fog, the pre-awaken dash, because if you lock it, then you instantly use the awaken dash when you're in pre-awakening. But then like the issue I found with it is like if I'm against a Sorc and I can actually utilize the pre-awakening a little bit more, then when you lock Icy Fog, you can't stay in pre-awakening. Your dash always brings you to awakening, which kind of makes it rough. So it's kind of I feel like in PvE, you basically should always have it locked, but for PvP, it depends on your playstyle and what you feel like you can do. You have SE, like the SE skill, which, you know, is the thing where it throws the 2 pawns behind a person.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mean, but if you're getting hit by that skill, like you have to stop and really think about what's going on in your PvP career. Like that skill should never, ever, ever CC you. Ever. Like, I don't know. That skill happens. It's not until the second pawn lands that the float actually happens. So you have like the cast animation, the first pawn landing, and then the second pawn landing to decide I'm going to move or use a protection or something and not get hit by that ability. And then
you can see can't you see the pawns jump like into the air too whenever they cast it?
Yeah, they jump up. It's 2 jumping animations before it happens.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of things that happen where you can go, oh, they're using that ability.
Yeah, that one should not get you unless you're like in a node war or something and you're not looking at that target. Then I get it. Yeah, and outside of that, the actual attack ability is actually really powerful. The what is it called? The command opening. Command opening is actually really good in pre-awakening. In kind of a lot of matchups. Like you're susceptible to grabs, obviously, but outside of that, it's actually super powerful because it gives you forward guard and SA while you're casting that. And you potentially could land a CC. It at least puts pressure on them if they're playing back, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
They changed Icy Prison to attack the front when the guards are out. So there you go. If Icy Prison doesn't even hit the back, then it's even worse. Yeah, then it's even worse than I thought. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, Succession is like borderline like cool. Like one of the things with Guardian, and also I do find it ironic that the only ability that adds a slow debuff is Shift F. Not saying there needs to be more slows, but it is kind of funny that like Guardian's lava fire abilities apply all these slow debuffs, and then only one of these ice abilities adds a slow debuff.
I am shocked they resisted the urge to put bleeds on every single fucking ability in that kit.
Ooh, bleeds would have been kind of interesting actually too. Like Frostbite or something, some weird, just call it something dumb.
I mean, there is an ability that puts Frostbite on enemies, right?
I think it's like isn't it just a DP debuff or something? I can't remember now.
No, it's a dot. There's a Frostbite dot on one of the abilities, but I thought they were gonna put that on like every ability because I memed about it. Remember whenever this class like first came out, I was like, dude, Guardian slows. This class is gonna burn people. Watch. Bet.
Yeah, dude. Frostburn.
And they almost fucking did it. They almost did it.
Yeah. Dude, the gargoyle looks so cool, Rez. Like every time it comes out, it just looks so badass to me. The icy breath too, the animation that they did of it flying across, shooting its breath. Just looks so badass.
I'm a fan of the Succession. I just think, I don't know, I think if they cleaned up the forward E and the down C a little bit, I think I could definitely see myself like playing that class. But as long as those two things are a little like weird and clunky, I don't know. I'll probably pass.
What do you think of? Wait, no, is she still here?
He had to take a call. He said in chat.
I was gonna say, what do you guys think of if they increase the base casting speed on both Pre-Awakening and Succ by 5% more?
I don't really think cast speed is that much of an issue. I mean, is it? I feel like I would rather. I don't know.
You'd rather it just be like really high damage?
Yeah, kinda. Like, isn't that the whole point of Axion?
Yeah, kinda.
Isn't that the whole point of this big, slow tower shield class with this demon that is supposed to like absolutely destroy people? Like, that's what I thought the thematic they were going for. But instead he does like nothing apparently.
He's a tickle monster. Dude. He's a tickle monster. Well, it's crazy. Like if you watch an ability where like I don't know, you would think like right when you see him pop up at the end of a skill that it would just you'd see the HP bars chunk down, right? Like that's at least how I imagine it. I imagine like when I saw like the trailer of the skills, I was like, dude, I bet like right when he pops out, like that's that last hit on a skill that just look like you just see the HP bar move.
Annihilates, yeah.
And exactly. you don't at all. Like if I use like Shift F, like it's like him popping out is like I can't even tell if it's doing damage or not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there has to be something not working properly somewhere. We just need to wait to see what that is. I'm sure there are going to be people testing it. Prolibus is going to be looking into it as a possible issue. And at the end of the day, if there isn't a bug and it's just like that, it's probably going to get buffed at some point. But even if they do fix the bug and or like the damage gets buffed to be like meaningful, I still just think that forward E and that down C is really clunky, man. Like, I'm sure you can get used to it after a while. I mean, am I crazy? Is that not, like, really clunky? Are those two abilities not, like, a weird, like, clunky thing? Down C and forward E.
Oh, 4D does down C. I mean, down C feels okay if you only use it as movement. It feels bad if you hold it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like the whole launching forward thing, I feel like could be a really cool mechanic and help with the movement. But the fact that you have to sit there and hold it for like a second or a second and a half or whatever, it feels bad. It feels really fucking bad.
Yeah.
I just feel like they should just make it to where down C moves you, and then if you do down C and then immediately press W, then it launches you forward. I don't know why they can't just do that. I feel like that would make it feel good, honestly.
Here's the big one for me is Frozen Earth, which, by the way, I love that they put on Shift C. Feels really good on Shift C.
Feels way better than the hotkey.
Yeah, way better. So this skill has 50% crit, 15% accuracy. It works with the pawns and Axion. And its damage is 14% times 10. Like this skill, and it has an 18-second cooldown, which is the longest cooldown in the kit as far as like damage dealing goes. This skill feels like it does like not enough damage for how long it is. Like especially at a place like Succ, Star's End, it's like
and also it's an Axion skill.
Yeah, it's an Axion skill, and it leaves you locked in the end of the animation too. You can't go to the next skill for like a second or two. I do like the change with Shift E, where you can end it early, and then if you hold Shift L and B, it instantly goes into Shift L and B now.
Yeah, that's a nice change. They made some good changes in Succession. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Succession. I have been enjoying it, but those two things feeling really clunky and like I said, apparently the damage being bugged. I'm using a Season Nova, so I can't really say that much about it. But yeah, there needs to be some changes, in my opinion, for it to really be like a good class, honestly. I'm more of a fan of the Succession than the Awakening, which probably surprises no one if you know the types of classes that I play, typically speaking.
Yeah, someone's saying you can cancel Frozen Earth. What is the cancel for it? It doesn't let you cancel it with movement or Shift R and B. Maybe Shift L and B? No, Shift L and B doesn't either.
So I have a question, Frosty.
Yep.
Should they remove the movement part of forward E and just make the actual movement flow like longer to include like that distance? Could that be a possible solution?
Like just not making a movement ability at all?
Just forward E is now just your grab, let's say.
I mean, that would be really nice for quality of life. Yes, because yeah, it's... Dude, you basically have to mouse move. That's the thing too, is like if you fail to grab, you have to mouse move away because it's kind of like lava pierce. So you move like a just really slow.
You just lunge yourself right in.
Oh, you can cancel Frozen Earth with SC. That's kind of nice. Sucks you have to waste iframe, but yeah.
I really feel like those are two very reasonable changes that would help the class a lot in Succession. If they remove the movement part of forward E and just make the actual flow movement like longer, tack on the distance that forward E travels and just add that to the flow movement. So now that's just your long dash, your long SA like dash, you know what I'm talking about? And now 40 is just a grab. And also just make SC rather. Like when you press SC, it just does the little backwards thing. And then after SC, if you immediately press W, that will launch you forward in the direction that you're like looking or whatever.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I feel like those two changes would go a long way towards helping the Succession feel a lot better, honestly.
And then obviously whatever the damage issues are. So
yeah, and whatever bugs or damage issues, yada yada.
I can't. All right, so if someone resists, obviously, like there's no way I can kill someone, right? But here's sort of the biggest thing to me. There's not an ability in the kit. I want you to think about this. I haven't found a single one ability, even if you let the entire animation ring out in the kit, that hits harder than like Wheel Wrath on Kuno, which is crazy if you think about how slow these animations are.
Yeah. I have a feeling something's wrong. I feel like something's wrong. Just the fact that it's the new class, and I know you like to White Knight for this company, but I think even you can't deny this, that they like their new classes to do a lot of fucking damage, and usually be a little overtuned at least. I mean, even the classes that weren't, like, very high DPS and overtuned at release, they instantly fixed them to make them high damage and overtuned, like, in the few weeks afterwards.
I feel like Hashishins that play Awakening would hate you for saying that. But overall,
dude, Hash Awakening is good. I mean,
no,
sure, it's not
good,
OP,
but its damage is like pretty meh. Honestly, the Succ damage.
I don't know about that.
It's not that great.
It's not OP.
Well, in PvE, I'm talking only in PvP. In PvE, it is good damage in Awakening, but
no, I'm talking about I think their damage is good in PvP Awakening. I don't know. We have an Awakening Hash in Guild, and he fucking claps like most people. I mean,
you can kill people. It's not that you can't like kill a person, but it's like you have to. It's one of those again. Like it's there's no Node War combo on that class. I guess put it that way.
You can't just like
I could see that
2 to 3 abilities in SA and kill someone kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I don't know. It's one of the dude. I really just think though. So yeah, it Succ damage. We'll see what happens. It's funny because I was testing on a Nova. I was like, wait, did they hotfix something? Because I was messing with my friend Amertat, who he has a Nova tag to his Guardian. And I was like, suddenly I was like deleting him in like 2 or 3 skills. I was like, wait, this actually feels really good. And then I realized like I was thinking about the PvP damage ratio when we finally saw those charts and stuff when they did the changes. I was like, oh yeah, like every class does like extra damage against their own class. So he went on his Guardian and I went right back to not being able to kill him. Yeah, Novas hit other Novas really hard. It's kind of nice. That damage feels pretty good.
Yeah, I did notice like we had a GVG on Season R show. Not really a GVG. It was just like 5 of us raiding Poly's Force basically, and like there was this Kuno that I could do absolutely nothing against. Like, I had a little combo that I was using, which is probably a really scuffed combo, but, like, it was killing, like, most of the people. Of course, most of the people there were Novas.
Mm-hmm.
I would CC the Kuno, do my combo on him. He's, like, barely half HP. I was like, what the fuck, dude? This combo annihilates these Novas. And now that kind of makes sense why, actually.
So, someone made the argument to me, and I'm curious your thoughts on this philosophy. Someone said that Succession Nova shouldn't do damage because it's a defensive class.
Wrong.
No, I don't think that's fair.
The only quote-unquote defensive class in this game is Shy, and that's not even really a defensive class. That's supposed to be a life skill class that we have just turned into a defensive class.
I think... Yeah, that's fair. But the Succession kid is more defensive. I would say what they give up is their mobility.
Right. That's the thing.
So
it's like the trade-off is mobility,
not
damage, right? Like it shouldn't be damage.
Yeah. Like I would say like out of most classes in this game, Nova so far in its current state is a prime example of trade for trade. You trade, to get this particular benefit, but you compensate by losing another benefit such as mobility. So all their defensive stats for mobility, I think that's pretty fucking fair. So I mean, I don't think they should lose damage because of that. I think they should just their lack of mobility is enough. That's enough.
Yeah, I found in Succession. So when I went to RBF on Succession, I found that people quickly realize that they can just sit there and wail on you right in the front and they feel no threat whatsoever. Like the only thing, so like in group play, like obviously they're not just going to stand in front of you in like a 1v1 because they don't want to get grabbed, right? But in group play, like the grab is so slow and unprotected that someone, even if that person you're focusing isn't going to CC you, like someone is going to. And outside of that, like, I don't know, like Guardian, you're not going to sit there and get hit by God Incinerator and Cleansing Flame and the charge up skill because they do so much damage. But on this, it's like, unless you have no DP at all, like none of the abilities do so much damage that it's like, I don't know.
You need to back off, basically. Right? That's what you're getting at?
Yeah, that you have to back off. Like I was fighting...
They just have serious pressure with their AoE.
Nola, who has similar DP, he's like a little bit less DP on his Sorc. Like he literally was just like, I'm just going to Karshin's Night... This actually happened. He was Karshin's Nightmaring a group in front of him, and I was behind him. And I used 4 abilities. I went Shift R&B, Shift LMB, Shift F, Shift Q, all on his back. And it brought him to 30%. He literally stayed in Karshin's Nightmare. He didn't even react to it. He was like, no, I'm good. I was like, damn, dude. That's crazy.
And I'm assuming you had Axion out.
Yeah, always. Dude, should Axiom just be out automatically? It seems like not that big a deal when you're grinding and stuff, but when you're in RBF or you die over and over, it's kind of annoying to like block, press shift space, wait for that animation, and then go. Every single time.
I don't know. I kind of like that you have to actually summon him. It's kind of like Tamer-esque, right?
Yeah,
it's
but then,
like you have to remember to bring him out.
Then let me put it on my hotbar and just cast it whether I'm blocking or not. This just adds this extra step because then I got to block, press shift space, and then get out of block to start moving again.
What if dying didn't make him reset?
Or that, yeah. Like dying doesn't make him reset, but every hour
Doesn't
whenever
a
it's
tamer
reset.
have to cast their pet again after
They do,
die?
but they don't have to block and then get locked in their block, then
But
cast
also,
it and
like,
then unblock and then start
The
moving.
tamer pet, it's not exactly a 1-to-1, right? Because tamer pet actually just like exists, whereas Axion doesn't. You have to summon Axion similar to tamer, but the way it functions is more similar to Striker or Mystic, where it only comes out for the abilities. It's not like an actual pet.
No, I don't agree with that. He randomly attacks. Like I randomly will get floated because he just shows up behind me.
He only randomly
If they're
attacks. Yeah, they have to be below 40% health for him to.
Yeah,
that's that. But he does do some shit randomly though.
No, he does not.
Below.
Zero
No,
attacks.
he does not.
No
You're
attacks.
wrong.
He has no attacks. He has
Well,
no
I mean,
random
from personal
attacks.
experience, I've seen it happen, so I don't know exactly what's going on, to be fair, but I'm pretty sure he was just randomly attacking.
Then it's just you're just misunderstanding.
Yeah, then-
So he'll attack people if the Nova is below 40% HP and you attack them. Then
Yes.
he'll go run over and attack the person who attacked the Nova. But that is the only time that he does something that is not skill related.
Right.
And also, whenever the Nova is below 40% HP, he won't show up in the skills. So it's a trade-off. It's like now he pops up whenever you attack the Nova, but now that extra damage isn't applied. Well, extra damage, quote unquote, isn't applied whenever they use their skills. So that's how that mechanic works.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The pawns are way more effective at that, to be honest. Way more effective.
Well, yeah, because they're just constantly out.
Yeah, the pawns are insane.
The only problem with the pawns is like if you get caught outside of your block.
Yeah, they're not there to help you.
I
I mean, I don't mind them not being there. They seem like they despawn a lot more consistently now if you're CC'd.
Yeah.
Which is I'm fine with that.
The threat when I'm fighting a Succ is just like making sure like when I'm in the middle of trying to finish comboing him that I just do a quick dodge and I don't get floated by what's his face, Axion.
Brian Eats Zombies says, so you found your new underwhelming class then. God. No, I think it's cool. It's like tweaks away. Like one, it doesn't have Rabombs, which it's like it's missing 3 Rabomb abilities, 6 options, and 3 Rabomb abilities, which admittedly, like, they're not all going to be good, but at least one of them is likely going to be good. And then it's missing, in Awakening, it's missing core skills. It doesn't have a core ability.
And BSRs.
And BSRs. The 10, 25, and 50. And then it's also missing...
all that could have some pretty huge impact.
Yeah, it could have a big impact. And it's missing just the random like little tweaks and stuff. Quality of life, bug fixes, potential balance changes that they usually do before we get a class. So I think that's why I still feel really positive about it because I think that the Pearl Abyss is in love with this class right now, so I think they're gonna do a bunch of stuff to it.
So this is the cyberpunk of BDO. Came out kind of a mess, hoping they're gonna fix it later.
I wouldn't say it's kind of a mess. I think they just need a.
The Succession is kind of a mess. The Awakening, not so much, but the Succession is definitely kind of a mess with all the people believing there's bugs. There's like a million different theories as to what bugs are going on, and then there could also just be no bugs at all, and it just doesn't do fucking damage.
I did hear about a few different bugs, like Frenzy's not working. And
yeah, there's a whole lot of theories.
Down attacks aren't working properly. In fact, it does less damage on a down attack target for one ability, I think.
That's unhelpful. That sucks. Dude, it's really hard. So, all right, what about this, Rez? Maybe instead of giving it 5% cast speed, what about all these mace abilities, these unprotected mace abilities like SRMB, SLMB, forward RMB, forward LMB? Like, what if those skills just got sped up significantly since they don't really hit that hard? Because then, like,
I mean, that would probably be fun.
Because the combo potential is it's really rough, dude. Like, I was testing combos on a target that's not moving, and it's really, really difficult, especially with everyone running resist. Which, by the way, one of the arguments that I always hear for why resists are fine is because if resists weren't in the game, assassin classes would just run rampant, right? That all these slow classes benefit from the resist because assassin classes are very hard to defend yourself against, and they do a lot of damage in combo and blah 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 blah. Well, I'm here to tell you that resist builds hard counter Succession Nova, arguably the slowest class in the game. It's really hard to deal with someone that has resist on Succession Nova, and you automatically lose in a combo if they don't get refloated because you have to start your next skill, and you're kind of dead, or caught, or CC'd, or grabbed, or whatever. So yeah,
or a combination of the two.
Or a combination of the two. By the way, the Succession shield looks incredible to me. I love that skin so much with the red glowing on it. I'm a fan of the Succession skin.
I'm surprised they didn't go with blue though.
Yeah, me too, actually. But it's alright.
Like a deeper blue.
You know you can dye it, right?
Well, you can't dye the glow. The glow is permanently red.
You're talking about the bug that when it first came out?
No, you can't dye the glow. The glowiness is always red.
Not you. I'm talking about Rizzler.
Are you talking about the whenever you're blocking?
No, just the shield just glows red always. I have mine dyed pure black, just all black, no other color, and it's glowing bright red. It always glows red. The Succession weapons glow. It has a glow, like an aura about it, that's bright red all over the shield.
You know what's surprising? That the shield is actually glowing rather than just the mace. Why is the shield glowing?
No, because it's part of her weapon. It's part of her, like, shtick.
Well, I thought the shield was her offhand.
Yeah, but no. But, like, if you look at any of the Succession outfits, they always have this, like, glow to them. Like, all the Succession weapons, when the Succession costumes came out, got, like, some sort of a glow. Like the Kuno one glows like a bluish.
I'm sorry. I was misinterpreting what you were talking about.
Yeah, it glows like a bluish whatever. It's just like the skin for it.
Gotcha.
Do all the Succ weapons glow red? Maybe they do glow red, and just the Kuno one looks blue because the blade is blue.
No, the Zerker is like kind of orangish.
I know, it looks kind of cool. I like it. Which outfits? Do you have one of the outfits, Rez?
Oh, I guess I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just like an aura. It's like not the actual color of the shield. If I could dye the aura, I would dye it bright blue. Blue would look so sick. All right. So Nayaashi, have you dueled some Novas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
And Awakening.
What are your thoughts on both of the matches? I guess start with Succession. When you fought Succession, how did it feel?
Well, I mean, like what was stated earlier, they don't really have much mobility. So my game plan when I'm fighting a Nova, at least in the current state of things, until people develop new tactics, if there is any to be developed with it, is just focus on back attacks and just attacking as fast as possible because it kind of creates the block lock effect.
Mhm.
And while doing that, I'm constantly moving around in order to dodge the clones. Um, as long as I just don't stand still in a straight line for them to just randomly grab me, because the grab is kind of fast. Like, it's definitely something you can react to. It's more of like a prediction though than a reaction. So you just gotta be careful with that. Overall, I don't. The fight's not really hard as long as there's a gear equivalence of some sort. If they vassal gear you, obviously you're not going to do any damage to them, and they're just going to laugh as you tickle their back. But I mean, with my AP, I don't really have any problems dealing damage to anyone right now, so that's not really a big issue. The main things, I guess, from fighting Succ is just watching out for that enraged Axion, making sure that you don't just get randomly floated from behind your frontal guard, which happens sometimes. So it's just being careful of that kind of stuff. Because while you're fighting, if you can't get an actual CC to combo him and you like slowly chip him down on back attacks to get him below 40%, then that bastard's gonna just start going crazy. But overall, it's not really a fight that's too difficult. You just got to be aware of a few things, and that's basically it.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say it. Compared, since the closest comp is Guardian, if you're fighting versus a Guardian,
Far more pressure from a Guardian.
far more pressure.
Like, I feel almost no pressure from a Nova Succession, to be perfectly honest.
Are they
I'm the
killing
one
you?
dealing all the pressure. The only pressure that I feel is my stamina gauge.
Are they killing you
It's
standing
really-
up or no?
No. I haven't been killed standing up like from SA trades. It's only when I get caught in a CC from a clone, and then they usually will either follow up with a stun or a float, or they try to do the grab, and then from there they just combo me normally. That's the only way I've been killed so far.
I see.
Like Guardians, I could be killed standing up because of all the God Incinerator damage, cleansing, stuff like that, It's just like insane output. Nova, not so much. It's like, I would dare to say half that kind of damage. Probably less. When it comes to Awakening, the Awakening's pretty fast, so basically it comes down to, I've only fought a couple that actually seem to have a good grasp on the movement and how to utilize it properly, but you basically zip around and try to like cut through people's frontal guards, or to the side of their frontal guards, kind of like similar to what you would do with like a Shadow Stomp.
Right.
So it's a very similar play style to that. And a lot of the play styles that I've been running into recently is people kind of try to rely on their vacuum. They'll
Mhm.
throw the vacuum right when you're coming up right in their face, and then dodge you. And then if you proc the vacuum and you get stuck in place, then they go for the pre-awaken grab, and then combo you from there. So as long as you don't get caught in the vacuum, it's not really a big deal. You can kind of keep up with their movement. As far as like just tracking them, not really like literally following them, but just making sure your frontal guards aren't being exposed to the sides, and just don't run into the vacuum. I mean, the vacuum kind of has like a very, very small. I don't know how to describe it. If it's classified as a hitbox, I guess, when you walk into the small area that activates it.
Right.
That's not that big a deal. Like, I could chase pretty damn close to it and then back off and it won't proc. Like, I almost have to like accidentally go right on top of it. I mean, I haven't had too much problems with any Nova thus far, but it's like the class has been out for 2 weeks, so you got to give people time to figure out all the juicy stuff. And then, of course, they're missing Rebams, BSRs, core skills, whole bunch of shit.
Did you find
that's
it
just
difficult
unavailable.
to catch a Nova? Not like one that's not just running away, but like one that's actually fighting you, like playing for a win.
Not really. I mean, the ones that were playing with the movement really well, they could be kind of difficult, but there's some times where I would just throw out a red moon and they would just get caught by trying to dash too close to it, trying to get around my frontal guard.
Yeah.
But I think that's just like them learning the matchup, trying to figure out what they can and can't do, kind of thing. You know, it's a little early. Like I would say, give it like a month after the rebams and BSRs and core skills come out, and then people will have developed enough strategies and understanding of how these matchups work to really start exposing any weaknesses that they can. But so far, I've seen some pretty impressive movement from the Awakening kit. Like it's pretty crazy how fast it is. Dashing all around, and like what Rezlar was saying earlier, it's all about trying to disorient your opponent and get past their frontal guards by using that kind of movement. And it's pretty effective at that, I can say for sure. But I just have, experience from dashing around personally, trying to do that same kind of tactic, just not near as fast as Nova's burst movement, but same kind of principle. So it's not too bad for me to track.
Yeah. So honestly, for me, on on like if I compare it to my Kuno when I'm 1v1ing, it feels a lot like Succession Kuno, except without flash slash smoke screen, tendon cutter, and a worse grab. So like
I would say the grab is definitely worse if you compare it to like a lot of the faster grabs out there. The melee grabs are generally a lot faster. But if you do the strategy of getting them in the vacuum and then going for their pre-awaken grab, it's pretty safe.
yeah, it's just not.
And
I mean,
not every class you can do that effectively against. Like, classes that have a lot of iframes, obviously it'll be a lot harder to land. But like a class like mine that's got really unreliable iframes, it's really easy to land at that kind of scenario on them. So, I mean, I think they just, like I said earlier, they just, once they get the rest of their kit, essentially, we'll reevaluate. But right now, they obviously need some stuff.
Is this one of the worst grabs in the game? I feel like it is. I feel like the fact that when you miss, you're forced to do your fucking stupid little movement ability.
I don't think
really
that's
puts it down there.
necessarily the worst.
I'm trying to.
I don't think it's the
not-
worst because
not-
the Awakened
it's not
Wizard
great.
exists.
It's not great by any means, but I don't think it's necessarily the worst. I think
Is Awakened Wizard's grab actually worse, or is it just that it doesn't have a way to get to you quickly, but the grab itself is fine? Like it doesn't have a way to line up with your body super easily.
I would still think that Awakened Wizards is worse, man. It's unprotected, it's slow. If you miss it, you still have a dumb fuck animation that lasts like 3/4 of a second. It's pretty fucking awful. I mean, there's a reason why fucking no one uses it.
Well, no one plays Awakening, but when they played Awakening, they definitely used it.
if you fought
Not that much.
if you fought a good Awakened Wizard, that shit was like really on point.
Yeah.
The only time I ever saw people use it is when they were just styling on people.
There's
yeah,
definitely some Awakened Wizards back in the day that were just absolutely disgusting with it.
Yeah, I got grabbed all the time. That was like probably the main catch they would get me with. That or just Cataclysm on my back. But I feel like all the things that you described that makes Awakening Wizards grab negative are also true on Nova.
I mean, yeah.
Except the recourse is like way worse, right? Because you're just like, dude, that run forward thing, especially if you try a range grab, is so like, oh no, I think I'm fucked.
But like the thing is you also have to put it in the context of the kit, right? So I don't know. The grab in Awakened Wizard is like, in my opinion, really fucking misplaced. I think it's fine in Nova. You do have to account for the fact that it is range. Granted, it's not like lawn, but it is still got some range to it.
You definitely have to aim it. Unlike
And
Lon.
also the fact that, like Nyashi said, if you're in Awakening, it's pretty easy to land a grab whenever people are just not able to move because they're sucked. So you kind of have to put it in context of like the whole kit,
again
right?
though, yes, sure, but again, that the grab itself is still worse. Like if it had the wizard grab, it would actually feel easier because you can get right to someone's back and just press Q. Like it's actually easy to get to them with the way Nova movement works. But it's like super hard, like that. It's actually kind of hard to aim it on a moving target, like super hard to aim it on a moving target from range. And the further you are, the more difficult it is to aim. I don't know. It's like kind of a weird. It's whatever. Like I said, I don't even care if it doesn't ever get changed. I think it's fine as it is. It's kind of nice that it's not overly reliant on the grab, unless it's Succ. Because I don't know. I honestly I don't know how you really CC someone. It's funny. I was fighting Amortat yesterday on his Guardian with my Succession. I spent kind of a while doing it, and I was like getting tilted because it was just. I felt like he literally was playing the same class, but it has 4 iframes and more damage and slows on every ability and protected CCs, right? So it was like, it was crazy. And then today someone put up a highlight video that was called like Succession Nova versus Guardian. And he's just clapping the Guardian. And I'm like, all right, wait, let me see. What is happening here? And like the Guardian literally just gets CC'd by every single thing he does, no matter what he does. Like the Guardian's never
that's, like,
using
not
block.
The same.
Yeah, I was like, the Guardian's like not even using block. He's getting CC'd by Shift L and B. That's just randomly thrown out. He's getting CC'd by everything. And I was like, okay, what the hell's happening here?
Definitely not the same thing. It's like you got to be careful with that kind of stuff because people are gonna make claims, but then it's like not a very good example.
I think the real takeaway from this is Guardian OP needs to be nerfed.
No, actually, we didn't get to talk to you about your general feeling on the vacuum itself. Do you think the vacuum should be removed? Rezlar's not happy about the vacuum, as if you remember from previous episodes. He's never been a fan of vacuum.
I think the vacuum needs to be removed and replace it with another CC.
I mean, so naturally I'm a little biased on this because vacuums really fuck with me in my class. So I personally hate vacuums.
Can you get out of the vacuum? Nashi, can you get out of it?
Not really, kind of, sort of, not really at the same time. Like, it depends on where I get caught. So, for example, if I get caught right in the center, there's no escape. If I get caught on the outskirts of it, I can hold my Q block and then wait for chase iframe to come up, and then I can back chase out of it. But I mean,
so sometimes,
but you're talking like I probably need 1 to 2 seconds to pull that off. And if a Guardian sees I get caught, he's gonna throw that grab immediately.
Yeah, that
I have gotten out
you
of
called it a Guardian
fights.
too. I keep doing that.
Or
too.
I'm sorry, the Nova.
Dude, I do that every time. I have to hesitate. Yeah, that scenario is exactly what I was trying to say. Is like that's how you can get out of it. I could see it being harder for Mayo because one, you have to wait for the iframe, and you have Q block, not S block. If you S block, you actually can move to the edge of the vacuum.
Yeah, but the problem is my kit doesn't have an S block.
Right, your kit doesn't have an
I
S
have
block.
to actually active block. But yeah, some classes probably are able to get out of it a little bit easier because of that fact, the S block.
I don't feel like so strongly about the vacuum that I think they should keep it. Like if they removed it, it would make no difference to me. I think
I think it's gonna just
cause
promote a cancer 1v1 playstyle, and that's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they probably cause more problems than are necessary. You know, it would be more interesting.
It's unprotected, right? Because I feel like I've caught them
it's
in
completely
the act of casting
it's
it.
unprotected.
Yeah. So it's like I catch him with stub arrow on it a few times. I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, for me, like I said earlier, with how it activates, like you have to be pretty close to it, so it's not near as bad as say Mystics. Like Mystics vacuum is just like, hi, this is my area now.
Yeah, no matter what you do, you can't get
and you're
out,
fucked. And
I would like to bring up another problem with the vacuums though, which is if you are on low settings, you cannot see the stars at all.
That is a problem.
Really?
Yeah,
they are invisible on low settings.
Like on Opti mode?
They're
no,
like
on low.
they're like
not even
like
on
Tamer Trap.
I'm just on low.
Well, skill
Really?
effects.
I'm not even in Opti. I'm on low.
If
I'm
you
not
have-
even in Opti.
It doesn't matter what graphics setting. If you have skill effects off, they're completely invisible.
Oh, so it's okay. So
Yeah, they're
if you
completely.
skill
And
points, yeah,
if you
I-
have effect opacity low, once you get to about 40%, they become borderline invisible as well.
Jesus. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. I play with effects on, so I wouldn't ever really run into that no matter what graphics setting, but
So
yeah, I can
they
see that being a
didn't
problem.
consider it an essential ability. Like we know that they have that, right? They have certain abilities that even if you hide the animations, you can still see them. They're like essential abilities or whatever. There's a couple of them.
Well, you can see the
Oh.
act of them performing the skill, but you can't necessarily see the graphical animation. Like you could see a warrior doing Gravedigger, but you don't see any of the actual animations around him besides him actually doing the little spin.
No, but there are certain abilities where you actually can still see like the animation.
Yeah,
like
there's a
Sork,
couple.
Sork Ball is one that comes to mind for me. Even if you have effects hidden, you can still kind of see it whenever they cast it. You can still see where it is in the area that it's affecting.
I guess it's been so long since I've actually used that I don't remember which ones.
It's been so long since the Sorks actually used that. Dude, Tamer Trap
Well,
is,
that too.
Tamer
That
Trap
too.
is also invisible. Like Tamer Trap is a crazy one to me that it's invisible when your skill effects are off, just because.
Yeah.
And Sinew Cut as well on Kuno. I don't know. Dude, obviously this will never happen, but here would have been a more interesting mechanic of those little orbs. It would have been cool if you throw them out and when someone walks into it, instead of it being a vacuum, it locks onto that person for that same duration and just keeps dealing damage over time, like a significant amount of damage. Not like a nuke, but like you don't want to sit in that because you're going to lose a bunch of health. That would have been way cooler than just a vacuum, because people just get so frustrated by vacuums. They're like, at the end of the day, like I'll agree with, I don't think it's like that insanely strong, but I do think that it's frustrating enough for most people that it's not worth
not fun.
having in the game.
Yeah, it's not fun. They should have just given her fucking Aurelia E, I think it is, where she throws the two blades and then it stuns everything in between them. Should have just done something like that, where like you can collide the stars together and then they stun wherever they collide. So it becomes like a game where you're trying to like bait them in between or something. There's so many cool things they could have done with it instead of a goddamn desync hell vacuum. Fucking awful.
I mean, I like the Aurelia idea because it has a lot of like outplay potential with that. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess they could. I guess they have done something similar, not exactly that, but something similar in this game. Trying to think of what it was. It was
There's just so many
Isn't
things
the
that you
Sork
could
the
have
traps,
done.
like the DK traps.
The
You throw
Sork
'em
disc
down
similar
and
like
whatnot.
to that? I don't know. I don't know how Aurelia works.
Basically,
So
you throw down one blade at a particular area, and then you throw down a second. When you throw down the second, they automatically like A to B line to each other, and they stun anything in between.
Yeah, it creates a
Oh, I see, I
line
see.
between the 2 points and stuns everything between
Yeah.
that. Which
So
you
you
don't
can
even
do
have to
some
go that
pretty
far.
crazy stuff
You
with
could instead do something like you collide the stars together, and then just it creates an AoE explosion at the middle point between those 2 points.
Yeah, you could do something
and
like
stuns
that.
everything in that or something. Like there's so many cool things that you could have done, and instead you created another desync fucking prison. I don't understand it.
Sorry, dude. They love vacuums. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up changing. All right. So PvE, we had a bet. All right. And on the high end and probably the low end, I think it's relatively safe to say that right now Nova Awakening is better in PvE. Do either of you guys disagree with that?
I mean, I can only go what I've heard from other people, and that would be the suggestion. So
Yeah, I don't really know enough about it to say one way or the other. I know people are pulling like insane numbers in Succ supposedly with Succession and KR is what I've heard, but I
with
don't.
Tuvala gear, yes, but with actual
Yeah.
gear, no. So like relative to what Tuvala gear is, it's high, but then like the people that are actually like running Succ are just not able to do very well in Succ. But on Awakening, it's like relatively easy, dude. I immediately, like my first time going into Succ, I like immediately did better than my Kuno. Like immediately. The very first time in there I got more trash than my Kuno's ever gotten. This is sad.
Like since you've been playing Kuno.
Since I've been playing Kuno. Now admittedly I'm not amazing at grinding, but I'm also not amazing at grinding on Nova. And the other thing too is Nova actually has pretty decent pull ability. The vacuum, the RMB, like the actual animation that it throws out these little like blades, or I guess it's a scythe throw, I don't really know. But that has just enough range at Star's End to actually pull mobs to make them start walking towards you immediately. Which is kind of nice. That's the other issue I kind of have with a little bit with Succession is it feels like there's not a good pulling ability in Succ. And since repositioning is so complicated on Succ also, like even when you do go up close enough to pull with like SLMB or forward RMB, you like to reposition, you only have your one little scoot and SC and that's it. So it's like, ugh, feels rough. But yeah, so we had a bet. Basically our bet was whichever one is better at grinding. Like who do we think is going to be better at grinding, Awakening or Succ? And me and Rezlar both assumed Succ. And I do still think when all is said and done, like after buffs and changes and stuff, I do still think Succ is going to end up better. But in the current state, it's not, and maybe because of bugs or whatever. So the bet was if we lose, we have to enhance an accessory to try. And it was supposed to be, it can't be Red Nose, but Rezlar showed up. He got a 48-hour ban and showed up broke. So
well, I will do this for the sake of it. I prepared anyways for this, so I kind of want to tap anyways.
Oh shit. Well, Rezlar, we were gonna say
the try Tungrad belt to Tet attempt that I want to do.
Would you accept Rezlar just buying 4 or 5 base accessories and trying to get to try with that versus actually like tapping 4 try because he can't afford a duo?
Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think he has the potential to definitely hit a try and then make some gains off it.
No, but I'll do it.
I'm trying to be supportive.
Dude, I was thinking I'm probably gonna buy a how much is it to Kron tried disto?
Prawning accessories? Pepe Laugh?
On what?
Prawning distos is the most cost-effective way to do it, dude.
Yeah, it's like 62 for pry. It's 100 and basically 160, I think, for duo attempt. I just did it the other day and I can't fucking remember. And for try, it's like 587 because I just tapped one yesterday. And then if you're gonna go for a TED attempt, it's like 1582 or some shit. It's 1562, I think.
Right, I'm not going for TED. Fuck that.
I'm doing TED.
You're doing TED?
I'm gonna do a TED attempt, not on a disto, on a
God,
try Tungrad to
You're
TED.
crazy. All right, I got to get all the way to Velia real quick to prepare for this. Now my heart is hurting right now. I already know I'm about to lose 2 bill. This sucks. I hate this game.
Well, I see.
I'm about to lose every dollar I have, bro.
I did something that like Pearl Abyss is gonna reward me for because I did the shameful thing and I bought some pearls. So.
Oh no.
Oh, is that this? Do I need to go buy pearls right now?
Yeah, you have to buy pearls in order to succeed. This is
right.
how it works. So give me a minute and I'll be ready.
All right, I'm auto-pathing to Velia. I do want, real quick, I have to use the restroom, but while we're gone, because you weren't here for the first part, what are your thoughts overall on the theme of Nova Awakening and the theme of Succession, Nayashi? Like, how do you feel about like the class design and animations and the way it plays as far as like thematically?
I think the themes are nice. I feel like they're 2 separate classes with their themes, to be perfectly honest. But I think it's pretty cool. Like it's I think Succession's gonna overall be a better large scale kit after everything's all said and done. But for now it's just probably not the case. I don't even think Awakening really does all that well in large scale right now. Just from like how the kit's kind of designed, Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think overall the design concepts and everything are pretty cool.
I don't know, this might be an unpopular opinion. I'm really not a fan that they went with like the pink purple in the Awakening. I wish they would have kept the like whole ice theme, which I know like there's some references to it. Like whenever you use certain abilities, you can see like a little like the snowflake animation or whatever, like on the ground. But I really wish they had kept like the whole ice theme. Honestly, I don't know why they were like, "Hey, you know what? This class that we copied DK from needs DK colors." It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why? That's awful. Stop. Stop with this pink purple shit. We have enough classes with this pink purple shit. It's like Succ, DK. I think even Maywa has a little bit of pink purple going on, doesn't it? In
It's
Succession.
pinkish. It's pinkish, yeah. Well, I mean,
It's like,
the
fuck,
Succession's
dude.
like glow is like really red, but its overall skills are kind of like on the pinkish side.
Yeah. It's like, dude, fuck off. Like, stop with this pink purple palette. Give us some other shit for once. God damn. Like, I'm with Frosty. I think you said it last week. Like, a really, like, kind of, like, cool, like, not, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, a deep blue. Like, bright
Yeah.
but deep color.
Yeah, I was
Like-
kind of expecting that from the Nova Succession.
Yeah, like, why fucking the same color we already have on, like, 3 other goddamn classes instead of that? I don't get it. It's really weird.
Yeah, I don't know either. I really couldn't tell you.
It's like a fucking the CEO's daughter is deciding the color palette on these classes, and she just keeps saying pink and purple, pink and purple. Like, all right, pink and purple, you got it, pink, whatever you want, babe, pink and purple. You sure thing, you got it, no problem.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, sure. I also wish it was blue or a different color. I mean, I wish it kind of stuck with the ice theme, dude. Yeah, I like more blue, please. Deep blue, dude. Like the color of the Ranger Sylvia outfit is what I said last week. That would be just such a sick like color palette for skill animations. That deep blue.
Or why not just like, I don't know, why not just like white if it's supposed to be like ice and snow and stuff? I know that might be a little lame, but like with the whole like ice theme, I feel like that could probably work.
Yeah, I think the only class that does like a true white is Succ Valk. So
yeah, which obviously you don't have a problem copying color palettes from other classes, since this is pink and purple again for like the 5th time.
You know what though? I'm grateful at least it got a color palette. Succ Kuno didn't for some reason.
What do you mean, dude? Succ Kuno got black, didn't it?
No.
On like 2 skills? On like shackles.
Oh, like the ink? The ink that comes out? Ink. Yeah. There's a little bit of black in there. It's funny, on even the hit effects on Kuno are like super weird. Like sometimes they're purple, sometimes they're red, and then sometimes they're yellow, depending on which skill you use.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I'm pretty happy with Zerker. Zerker got like this orange color, which is like, it's very close to the like the warrior and striker like red and Musa, but I think it's just different enough to be like its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, orange is, well, I guess because fire, so maybe Musa. But I was going to say like actual like a true orange for just animations that aren't fire hasn't really been used.
No, we're still waiting for that yellow animation on the core skills, right? So
I think they changed their minds on that. I mean, they didn't say anything or speak to it, but it looks like they ended up using that animation for the stupid Hadoon server weapon colors instead.
Yeah.
Maybe people complained, I don't know, that it wasn't different enough for the core skills. I'm not sure.
Possibly. I haven't heard anything like that, but I mean, hopefully they do something. That like significant like color difference. Does it really show which one's being used?
Yeah.
You're not worth a cron, Steve.
I mean, maybe they just keep working on it. I don't know. Like I think they had the right idea, but like with almost fucking everything this company does, like yes, good idea, but then bad implementation. Like, yeah, we would like core skills to look different, but no, it should not. Not every class should have the same exact like color because it doesn't work with every class. Like you need to go through individually and figure out which like color is going to work with which classes.
Yeah. I mean, or make it like BSR is really obvious on every class. The
Yeah,
little,
or
like,
you can
smoke and explosions or something.
like change the actual animation slightly. You could do that as well. Like just ever so slightly, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be huge.
Well, maybe they can make every class have that deep blue since they refuse to use that as an actual color palette. So that actually would work.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah, we also are not getting the I don't know what's up with the loot scroll change. No update yet.
No update on that either, yeah. When are we gonna get an update on rock climbing? What's up with that?
Oh
When are we getting
yeah,
that?
I can't wait to use my grapple arrow. Oh my god, it's gonna be great.
Oh man.
Okay, so let me look at our little list here.
What are you enhancing today, Frosty?
I think I'm gonna cron a disto to try.
Disto to
Try to sell it for, I'm saying profit in quotes, but I'm pretty sure like buying a disto, buying a base, and then cronning it to try, even if it goes, is like barely profit, but whatever.
Probably not
I
profit when
can't
you take
succeed.
the stack into account.
I
I
never
bought a duo
succeed
yesterday
duo.
and succeeded. You can do it. It did take me to cron it twice to succeed.
So is that profitable though? I feel like you're basically breaking
bill
even.
off it.
Are you not factoring the value of the cron stones at all?
Or the stack.
The crons were essentially 1 bill.
Okay.
It was about 2.8 bill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 3.8 bill. I made 5 bill off it.
And the base? That you had to use three.
The base
you had to use three bases.
grinded.
So that was another bill.
So I had 2 bases from grinding. So yeah, I guess technically that'd be 500 more mil. To be fair. So
Well,
1.5 Frosty.
Listen, dude. All I'm saying is it really cuts in, dude. If you just
It
had
does,
bases
it
and one
does.
tapped all the way up, it'd be pretty good.
Yeah. No, without a doubt. You're absolutely right.
But you're a noob.
But it's just not profitable.
Dude, you know where Nova felt really good? So I grinded with a striker on Succession Nova and Awakening Nova, and Succession felt fairly slow, like I wasn't really helping, but Awakening felt actually super good at Tauros.
At Tauros, really?
Yeah, it actually really did. It felt pretty nice. All right, do I have a stack for this? Are we, Rez? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, Rez. What are you base enhancing? What is it?
Frosty says I need to do tongue grinder rings.
No, you
so I
could
guess
do
I'm doing
whatever.
tongue
Just
grinder rings.
the thing was it couldn't be a red nose accessory, so it can't
So
be like a crescent ring,
no
a
centaur
Bassi,
belts.
or a tongue grad ring. Can't be a tongue grad ring. Anything.
The problem is
What's wrong
I'm
with tongue
limited.
guard rings?
I mean, sorry, tongue grad earring is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
The problem is I'm limited because I can't have it cost more than 100 mil, or else I won't be able to buy enough of them.
We're pulling an area. No. I'm going to enhance it. I'm waiting for the guys to prep. That's all.
Yeah. All right, let me go to my.
My chat's like, when are you popping this shit?
Dude,
They wanted to blow up. They're so messed up.
I know people love seeing blow. Now, how are we doing this? Are we gonna do? I feel like we should do one at a time, so that way, at least for the podcast, you guys both stream. If you could stream on Discord when you do your attempt, so that way we get the live reactions.
Yeah. Let's do that. That's cool.
So who should go? Since me and Reslar lost, we obviously should go first, right?
All right. Yeah. You guys go first.
All right.
And then I'll do mine as the.
Good question. Do I have to buy 5, or can I buy 2
No.
and then when I
Buy
fail
2,
pry, I can just quit?
Cry in a corner.
Buy 2, crying a corner.
No. If you fail on 2, you got to try to get the duo still. You don't get to fail. You don't get to quit on 2. That's way too easy of an out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, hell no, dude. You're crazy if you thought that was gonna be okay. Dude, I fucked up. So I got, you know that weird box that we got the other day that was like you bought it for 100 million silver and it could be artisans or
I got the
crons.
100 crons out of it.
Dude, mine went all the way up to a premium outfit box. And then I completely forgot that I had it, and I bought the premium outfit box for Nova like a moron.
Oh no!
So now it's gonna be
now
crons.
you still have a premium outfit. So now it's gonna be Cronstones.
And now it's gonna be Crownstones, dude. It's sad. That was I was so excited. I was so excited for Nova that I just completely forgot that I have this shit. All right,
Did we
so
go with the Blackstar material and the shoes and whatnot?
Rezlar's nervous, dude. He's about to lose all his money. It takes him
right.
like 4 weeks to grind up that money.
Rezlar, are you showing? Are you gonna share your screen first?
All right.
Rez, are you gonna share your screen first?
Yeah. Since I'll just get this out of the way.
Sucks. All right, hold on.
Get it out of the way.
All right, I bought mine. I'm ready to go. This is gonna be miserable.
Dude, why do I have a 22 here? Should I just use this 22 or should I use this 25s I grabbed?
22 should be fine, but you know, you could fail on a 40 stack on prize, so it is what it
Alright,
is.
am I skipping or no?
Wait, let me pop you out.
You do you, man. You do
Wait,
you.
is this Nayashe or
Frosty?
Do
you have an opinion?
skipping? No, you gotta drag it out, dude.
Yeah. Do the slow roll. Just
You
make
gotta
it dramatic.
drag it out. Here we go. Here's his pry attempt. 72%, dude. This is always goes. How are you bad at pry?
Yeah.
I told you, I suck. My pry luck is awful for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my
Alright, round 2, here we go.
Round 2, dude. Here we go. There's no way he fails it twice. Oh wait. They can't see because of this here. Sorry. There. Go ahead. All right, he failed the first pry. Yeah, you're good. They could see now. All right, you got a pry. Can you afford one more base?
I can, yeah,
All right,
but now I'm sad.
Duo's good enough, dude.
You got this. You can profit off this if you hit this duo.
Tell him to pay for Windows.
No, dude, that's my watermark, dude.
That's his watermark. Yeah, so you know it's his video. All right, this time.
Got 20 mil left. He's literally at the brink.
All right, wait. This time, move the enhancement window to the middle a little bit.
All right,
more
what
to the
stack
middle.
do you got? Let's see what we got here.
40.
Yeah, 40.
40. Do you have Valks?
Should I go higher than 40 for duo?
No.
I think at this point, with 20 mil in the bank, anything goes.
Yeah, I should just use this 100 stack, right?
Might be the safe route, but I think the 40 is fine.
Yeah, move the enhancement window to the center. All right, here we go.
Aaron, skip or no
wait,
skip?
No skip.
No
Dramatic.
skip. All right,
This has gotta be dramatic.
Nayashe, you have to count him down.
What am I counting down from? 5?
Whatever
3?
you want, dude. It's whatever's in your heart.
Rezlar,
Wait,
from 3. From 3.
Wait, what am I clicking on then? Hold on. what am I
Just
clicking
normal drag out. The typical enhanced. No skip.
No, he's saying it. What is he going on? 0, 1, or go? What are you gonna say for him to?
On go. I'll say go. So I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
got it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, duo! Come on!
Give him all his money back. Hey, Rezlar! Now you get to sell it and actually go for try.
God damn it.
All right, wait. Now the question is, because Rezlar failed the pry, does he get to just sell this duo and keep his money, Nayashe?
I think
I
it's
have
fair
the
that
money
he
to
sells.
buy another one.
He's going for try.
He's gonna go.
Heck
Oh my
yeah,
God,
dude.
going for broke.
He just has to sell some lumber. Hold on.
So wait, are you gonna
No,
use the 60 stack, or are you gonna use another 40 with 10 Velcros?
No, we'll go 60. I have 100 mil on my Zerker, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God, you're
Chat,
so rich.
I need
dude.
I need a vote count here. 1 for he fails, 0 for he succeeds.
Wait,
Let's see how many.
Badriana said, "I hope he fails try." Why?
That's fucked.
She's toxic. Don't
That's-
worry
Oh
about it.
no! Oh no! Chat is saying all at once. Oh, 1-0. He's doing the Uzi.
Ugh.
I hope you get it, dude.
I hope you get it.
I hope you get it, dude.
It'll be
I
the
hope-
best gain you've gotten in the last
In a
6
long
months.
time, dude. Have you ever
It's
even
20?
seen 2 bill in your bank before? Be crazy.
Yeah, it's you fucker.
Dude, this is gonna get you out of Oasis gear. I'm so excited. I hope this goes.
That's toxic.
Wait,
Nope,
that's
wrong
a
one.
learn.
That
Alright.
is toxic.
Dude,
Oh no! Now you have even less.
It's only 30. Dude, I legitimately hope that
You
we
almost
all
don't have enough for villas.
I legitimately hope that we all get
All
a
right,
try here.
right? Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
60? Oh, do you not have a 40? You could Valk up to 44?
This is fine.
Oh, no.
You mean Valk
43.
this up?
43.
No, not Valk this up. If you have a 40, you Valk it to 44. That's the soft cap.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. This is fine.
I hope he gets, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right. Nayaashi was good luck. I think Nayaashi has to count you down again.
All right. We're going to do the same thing, Rezlar. 1, 2, 3, go.
Right.
Okay? All right?
Okay.
No skip.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. 3,
I'm
2,
nervous.
1, go.
I'm nervous. Rezlar needs this so bad. Please, if there was a god out there. Oh, no. It's all over, dude. He's back to his standard fucking carrying silver weight, dude.
He has to sell his base gear to go back to Oasis.
Oh, no, dude. All right. Well, that leaves me next.
I feel like I probably would have gotten that if my girlfriend didn't curse me. I'm just saying.
It's Frosty's turn, and then I'm last.
Yeah, it's my turn. Dude, my heart hurts. I actually
make sure you share your screen.
Oh yeah, right. Let me give you guys the live reaction here. Hold on.
I feel so bad for you. I thought you were gonna get it. I was hoping you got it.
Dude, mine is what?
So low.
My what?
You're scaling.
My scaling.
Scaling. It's
his
really
UI
low.
scaling. It's really small. Yeah, I know. It's weird.
I play 1440p. That's why.
Yeah.
That
explains it.
Okay. All right. Oh my god.
Here we go.
So, Rezlar, I kind of want you to count me down on this one.
I think 41%. You got to do a couple more Valk scries. You got to get that 41%.
Oh, you think so? Okay. How many do I need for that?
I think probably just 4 more, maybe at most.
Okay, 41%. Let's see. In the window. Oh, I got to do 2. So 41.1. Here we go.
Using crons. Use your crons.
Using crons. Make the Nader's belt go away. All right, Rez. It's all it's all up to you.
I guess we'll do the same thing. 3, 2, 1, go, and then you can go on go. I guess
it's gonna downgrade. I'm gonna be so fucking mad when this downgrades. I fucking hate they always downgrade, dude. All right, I'm ready.
All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Come on, just let me one tap.
Let's go.
Let me one tap.
Oh,
we're fucking rich. Rezlar's so mad now. I feel so bad. Rezlar's so mad now. Rezlar needed it more than me. Oh my god, dude. You know why that went? Because deep down, Rezlar was hoping I failed, and I legitimately was hoping he succeeded, dude. That's why. That's why that went, dude. Oh shit. I'm rich, dude.
Fucking rich.
Let's fucking
and the
go.
rich get richer.
Oh, dude, I have to list that before I get time to like immediately list that. All right, Nayaashi, you said you're gonna go for try, and if it goes, oh, do you already have a try?
I have the try tongue grad belt.
Oh, you already have a try. Oh shit, dude. Okay, so Nayaashi already has a try. All right, stream your Discord.
I got it up. You should be able to access it.
All right, let's see. Is it this one?
Probably.
Oh, you're doing a tongue grad belt, dude. You're crazy. Oh my god.
All right, so the story behind it is I got 120 seals, so I ended up getting a free try tongue grad belt with that. So
okay,
that's why we're doing it this way.
All right, so here's the question though: Are you if you fail the cron, are you raw tapping?
No, I'm gonna save up more crons.
Why are you being a bitch?
Because it's a 10. Because it's a 10 attempt.
I think the people want you to raw tap it. I think they do. I think if let's do a poll. Maybe they don't. I'm probably wrong. Let's do it. You should do a poll in your chat. If they.
Well, how about
Steve is telling me it's not worth cronning.
Wait. How about this? A trade-off. Nayaashi doesn't cron this, but then Frosty has to go for Tet.
What?
Trade-off.
Wait.
Someone buy my Tridisto. Someone buy my Tridisto. Buy my Tridisto right now, so I
bought
can't.
pearls to make sure this bitch goes through.
No, actually, come on, dude. Frosty goes for the Tet
Why do I
Disto,
have to
dude.
go for
Everybody
Tet?
wins.
How do I get screwed out of it? You go for Tet, Resler. You grind up for a month, and then you go for
That's the
Tet.
trade-off, dude. That's the trade-off.
About one costume, Steve.
Nayashe doesn't cron this, but then Frosty has to go for Tet Disto.
No, then don't.
Cronning. He croned his try. I'm cronning.
No, you can
mine.
cron it. You can cron it, but it's what you do after this cron attempt. If it fails, we have to have another discussion. All right, let's just do this one. No stipulations yet.
All right.
This is the raw. This is the base one. He's cronning this first one. I'm rooting for you. I hope you get this. You'll finally be able to kill people on your Maywa. It'll be crazy. You'll finally be able to do enough damage to kill people. It's gonna be great.
And the best part is I can maintain my low accuracy with this.
No, you gain 2 accuracy. It's gonna be a fat
No.
for you.
I already have 10 from the Bassi belt. Remember?
Oh, right. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm gonna count you down. You ready?
All right. So I'm doing
Same
1, 2,
rules.
3, go.
Yeah.
All
right. Here we go. Well, 3, 2, 1. But yeah. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Drum roll. Go. Big money.
Big money.
Oh, you're orange! Oh my God! Reslar is the only one screwed again. Poor Reslar's gonna quit.
Oh my gosh!
Reslar should throw his headset down and be like, "Fuck this show, I quit."
Oh my gosh!
Oh my God! You're actually fucking carried, dude.
I got a little bit of a little bit of an accelerated heart rate there.
This was a perfect case study of why does Reslar always have no gear? There you go.
Reza, or Nayashe, what's your absolute highest stack right now?
That was it. I mean,
Okay.
I have a few hundreds.
You have a few 100 stacks. So, what are the odds of you valking that 100 to 111 and going for pen on your Bassi belt?
That's not in the plan, though. All right, so this is my plan. My plan is I sell the Tungray belt, I sell the Bassi belt, and I buy a Tet Toro belt.
Oh, I like that plan. That's a plan I can support. I like that.
So
plan.
I mean, so am I off the hook?
Yeah, you're off the hook for that. That's pretty good. You guys,
because I don't have a stack for a pen accessory. No way. That's absolutely cancer.
The real question is,
dude,
is
that was
Frosty going to be a man and go for Tet Disto?
I'm not going for
That's
that.
the real question.
Someone buy that try. I'm not going for that.
The plan is no content, though.
Is he going to be?
Chat is being toxic.
Is he gonna?
No,
is
someone
Frosty
buy it.
gonna be a man of the people
Nope.
and go for Tet Disto right now,
Nope.
so that everybody can have fun?
I think Frosty going for Tet Disto.
Frosty, I listen, Frosty. I fell so that you could climb, and you're not gonna take advantage of it.
All right.
Is that what you're telling me right now?
You went from broke to a little bit more broke. All right.
Tet Toro on
I spent every cent I had in this game for content for this podcast. Are you telling me that you're not willing to lose $2 billion?
Hold on. Let me help Frosty out with this. So, all right, Frosty. The key is you buy some pearls first, and then you buy a costume, a simple costume. It doesn't matter. Just buy something so that Pearl Abyss sees you in their good favor and their good graces, and then they reward you like they did just me. That's how it works, man. You just gotta understand how the algorithm works.
Remember, I told you I accidentally bought a premium outfit and I used those crons right now, and
Yeah,
it gave me the
I know.
try, dude. You don't get to do it twice. You can't abuse that system.
I don't know. I think that system just, it's just, as long as you're just spending,
Dude, I can't. If I had enough crons, I maybe would. I can't, dude. It'll kill me. Why do you want to see me die emotionally and physically? Dude, my heart was pounding going for try. I hate enhancing accessories. Nothing ever goes.
I know. Me too. But luckily, my last attempt was the fucking Disto, and I got that, and I got this Tungray belt, so I'm on a roll, 2 for 2 on the most recent attempts.
Dude, that's actually awesome. How many?
I failed 8 Disto attempts prior to that, but we're not talking about that.
Yeah, no, I don't have enough crons. There's no way. It's not happening. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
That's
fair. I'm not going for the pen Bassi, so that's fair.
I have a classic outfit box and 300 crons. It's not happening. Or 600 crons.
You let me die for nothing?
I didn't let you die.
Is that what I'm hearing?
I let you die for my try, dude. The blacksmith has crons. Does he? Are they on sale today? Is he having a yard sale on crons? No, we got to get back to the topics, dude. We have to talk about the Blackstar materials scam.
So Frosty,
Yeah.
Here's what it would look like if I kept the tongue grab belt. But we going for that Toro belt.
Let me see. It'd be 276. Not bad. It's not bad, AP.
286.
Can I just say I still just fucking hate that Dead God is pinned at every enhancement.
I kind of hate that too. I actually wouldn't mind it if it was just pen, but the color changed, which I thought is what was going to happen. I thought there was going to be like a dramatic difference in color on the icon.
Pen Passy would look better. Chat is being toxic right now. They're trying to watch me lose 4 fucking bill. Oh my gosh.
Dude, look at all those pure blackstones just wasted, Nayashi.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Well, alright, so this is my plan with these. This is my plan. I wanted to wait till I had enough gear to actually make proper use of them, so this is what my deal is.
No,
and I'm gonna delete the VOD. You have to delete the VOD after this as well, because then they're gonna submit it.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I know what you're gonna do. You're toxic.
I'm going to drop them right before PA takes over, and then go to Cacao. I know you guys are leaving, but hook a brother up, and just like replace these.
Oh my god!
I accidentally tossed them. Come on, give me my 2.
How does it make any sense that you're waiting for enough gear to use stones that make it so you don't need to have gear?
Because it'll just feel so much nicer. I don't know.
No, well, you have 1,000 DP with that thing, dude. You're perma PA'd with the DP one, dude. Oh my god.
Well, I guess I could just do it.
Clipped and shipped, dude. I can't believe you're gonna try to scam them like that.
You're trolling again.
But Cacao, no, you could try, and then if they say no, then you submit the ticket to PA and be like, but Cacao said they would.
Yeah.
And then you took over.
But then they didn't.
Yeah, and then you kicked them out, so they didn't have a chance to. That could work, dude.
See, my plan. It gives me 2 chances. 2 chances. That's my goal here.
God. All right.
But that'll be an AP one and a DP one. Can you pop them both at the same time?
Yes, you can, actually.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it would be nuts. If you didn't waste those stones.
Could you imagine if I ended up getting the 3rd one, the attack speed one, during this? So I have all 3 at the same time. That would be fucking unreal.
Could you imagine if I didn't, the last 2 of them that I got weren't jump height crystals? Goddamn.
Ain't belts at an all-time low? Yes, belts are at a pretty low point right now, unfortunately.
All right. Then I think the new Kudum is in Global Labs, so that's coming. It's gonna destroy us. They said that Kudum is gonna be the hardest of the new world bosses. And so that's out. Blackstar shoes were added, Reslar. That's big news for you.
Give me gloves and awakening.
Oh yeah, we don't have the gloves yet, but the shoes are on Global Labs, but the gloves are out on KR. We just don't have them for some reason.
We also don't have awakening.
Oh, is the awakening a thing? I completely forgot, dude, because it's been so long, yeah?
So I'm going to end up having, I think, 12 bill after all the cells, so I'll need about 3 to 4 bill to buy a Toro belt.
This archer in full Blackstar looks like a robot. Like, he looks like he's from, like, iRobot or something. He looks so weird to me. It's like, what? This does not look like, I don't know. He looks like a robot.
I can't believe the tongue grab belt went.
Dude, you're actually carried. I can't believe that went either.
My accessory enhances, besides the one disto, which I finally got, have been really fucking good. I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah, you're carried. So they added a 4-piece bonus for Blackstar. So if you have 4 Blackstar pieces, you get a bonus 100 HP. Just something kind of nice. So
yeah,
Res is getting an extra 100 HP.
It's a little bit extra.
And then they added the enhancement material. So the way it's described, the improvement formula Blackstar armor has been added. Now keep in mind this is Google Translate. Each armor, helmet, each piece, helmet, armor, gloves, shoes has been improved once to bring up performance of Blackstar, a very rare and special substance called Blackstar's Ghost Aura, who knows what it's actually going to be called, is required to improve Blackstar's armor. The energy of the Black Ghost can be obtained from hunting ground engulfed by Hadum and can be completed by adding several rare materials to it. Because it is a very special material, the manufacturing process is difficult and only you can handle it, so the integrated exchange does not accept it, so it's not tradable. You will not be able to sell it on the marketplace. There's no failure in improvement, so it's just like Kaffir Stones. Can be used at any stage of enhancement. The modifications in grave status and durability that have already been applied are maintained. So basically, every level adds a little bit more stats. So basically at Tet, if you get it, or whatever you want to call it, level 4 is the highest level you can go. And the weird thing is you can only do this on Duo, Tri, and Tet armors. You can't do it on Pen or Pry. But you basically get 4 more DP. And the total stats are 4 evasion, 4 DR, and 40 HP. If you have it at level 4. Pretty sure. Yeah. So, you know, kind of nice. It takes the Tet Blackstar armor from equaling a C2 pen armor to equaling a C6 pen armor in every slot. Not counting PvE, because it does also have PvE damage reduction, which I think makes it even
Wait, say that
bigger.
again? I'm sorry.
The Tet Blackstar armor, if you Kaffir's it, does Black Desert Foundry have it? They hadn't put anything up for a while, so I wasn't sure if they were still doing that or on a break or whatever. But yeah, so if you have it totally leveled up, like all 4 levels with this new material, you get 4 DP, 4 evasion, 4 DR, so it's like relatively equal to a C6 pen armor when it's leveled
50.
up.
The question is how difficult it is to get the material.
That is the question. How difficult is it to get it? I guess it's just like a rare drop, so you know.
The other thing is like the Blackstar armor you can use that pen to turn in for the Fallen God armor currently.
True.
So how is that going to affect the Kaffir?
Well, here's what I kind of hate, because you can't use these at pen, and you can't. It doesn't look like it benefits you in any way getting to pen from Tet. So I don't. It still feels like a little bit of a dead end to me. Maybe I'm crazy.
I agree. It's kind of like you're purposely putting yourself in a position where it feels impossible to reach.
Yeah. The other thing is, at least the way it's worded on here, level 2 and level 3 are not any different from each other. They're the same stats. So you only really gain stats at level 2 and level 4. And level 1, you get nothing. Level 3 just maintains the level 2 stats. And level 4, you get the max stats. The 4 evasion, 4 DR, and 40 HP. So that's also kind of interesting. I do still think like it's okay. Like for example, with Reslar going for Blackstar armors. He'll be able to wait, my Nerian is saying it's not level 2 and 4. What does that mean? It says level 2 and 4. Oh, the effects apply. Oh, so you only do it one time. Oh, got you. So you only use the item one time. Oh, okay. I totally misunderstood. All right, then. So yeah, you basically use the material once and it enhances it to the max capacity. It's just that at Tet, it gives you the full stats. At Tri, it only gives you 1 DR and 30 HP. Same with Duo, and then at Pry, you can't use it. And then Tet also, or Pen, you can't use it. Okay, that actually makes more sense. But yeah, anyway, it still feels like a bit of a dead end, because like it's still good, I guess, to get people like Reslar into, like, he can basically grind everywhere. Like if you have full Tet Blackstar armor, especially with this, you'll be able to grind everywhere and you'll be relatively tanky, but you're still not in PvP going to be as tanky as people with actual pen armors that are full C9. And now that Kaffirs are relatively accessible, it doesn't even seem that crazy to get to C9. So
it's really not. Like, it just takes a little bit of effort and grinding, and that's it.
Ooh, see that first word.
Effort or grinding? Which
Yes.
word? Yes. Fair.
So every single piece, I mean, it's kind of crazy. So let me total this out real quick. If you have full tet, I believe tet gives you what is it? What do the shoes give? Did tet shoes still give 5 monster DR? I think they do. And then pen gives you 10. Dude, it actually is so much. So like if you have the whole set on, you're getting like 5 monster DR and then 4 if you have a full set of tet. 10 and then 9 from the armor. You're getting like 23 monster DR. And then on top of that, you're getting an additional the 2-piece effect of 5 extra monster DR and then 100 HP. So you have a ton of monster DR. So you'll be able to like grind anywhere. I'm pretty sure. You should be fine grinding basically. I can't imagine if you're full tet and you enhance these with the Hadoom material, like you should be able to basically grind, I don't know, maybe not Ash Forest. Actually, maybe even, honestly. The way people grind it now. I don't know. It seems like you might be able to grind like pretty much anywhere. It'll at least enable you to grind Stars and Succ super easily, Tauros, and then most of the Hadoom spots, if not all of them.
Yeah.
I just don't know if
you'll be pretty comfortable for grinding for sure.
I just don't know if it's worth, like, how much easier is it to get tet, a set of full tet Blackstar armor compared to full pen of normal armor?
Probably not. It doesn't seem like it's really all that easy to get.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of
I don't
weird.
know, I've had pretty good luck with fucking Tet Blackstar compared to Pin Armor.
Maybe that's what we
I
should
mean,
have.
Frosty, you know, I failed 70 something times on pins before I finally got my first pin, which was a pin offhand, and I got my Tet Blackstar armor on my 3rd attempt, and I got Tet Blackstar helmet on my 2nd attempt, I think. So if you ask me, it's a lot fucking easier.
Yeah, that's what Leafson's saying the same thing, because Leafson also is getting all his Tet armor. So I get, like, if it's a lot easier, it's just here the question is, like, once you have it, what are you doing to transition? Like, it seems like the transition is super weird. You're just changing your armor to a whole different piece, and then I guess selling it at Tet. Like, how long is it going to maintain its value?
Like, to me, my plan doesn't make sense, right? Like, I already acknowledged this weeks ago when I first talked about it. Like, it works for me, but my plan doesn't make sense, and I would not recommend that people do what I am doing. But for me, in my head, it makes perfect sense for me to do it for what I want to do. So, like, there's no transition for me to make, right? Because I'm doing 2 different sets, which I would not recommend, and is not smart in any way, shape, or form. But it's what I'm doing, so it makes sense for me.
Right.
I see what you're saying. I think, I don't know. I think I would agree with you that, like, unless you're not PvPing at all, like, I really don't think Blackstar is the way to go, in all honesty. Like, if you're only PvEing, then yeah, I can see it, because it literally is like a PvE set of gear.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's just, like you said, there's just like nowhere to really, because Pen Blackstar is just not reasonable, right?
Right. Like,
so it's like, where do you go?
Since Pen Blackstar isn't, I mean, outside of the monster damage, it's not like Dead God where it brings you like beyond, or it's not like Blackstar Weapon where it's C20. A Pen Blackstar is equal to C9. So to me, it would have made some sense if when you put this material in the Blackstar armor, it either increases your chance to succeed pen or decreases the amount of cron stones you need to protect a pen attempt.
Something like that.
Because, you know, like, because at least with Caphras, like, when you fill it up, if you have a Tet armor piece, no one really does this because the cost of Caphras stones, but if you just stuffed it full of Caphras, it guarantees an upgrade. So I thought that this was going to have some sort of path, maybe not guaranteed, but at least to make it easier to upgrade. But it doesn't seem like it really affects that at all. It's just a little bit more stats, which seems kind of weird. So I don't know. It's cool. It
But
will
you're
allow you
also,
to grind
like,
everywhere, though.
I really feel like they just want this to be a PvE set. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I think that's what they want to do in their heads.
Yeah.
I think they just want this to be... Because, yeah, like, Pen Blackstar is only equivalent to Pen C9, but not in PvE. In PvE, it's way more than that.
Right. It's a lot higher. And same actually with the even Tet. If you put this material in a Tet, it's basically a little bit better than a C9 pen armor.
That's
and
why I'm saying
the set bonus brings it above.
I really feel like in their heads, they're thinking that this is a set of gear for people that don't PvP. Like, I really think that's what they're thinking. They're like, this is a set of gear for players who aren't as, like, keen on, like, PvP, and they just want to be able to, like, grind faster and safer and whatnot. I really feel like that's the direction that they're going in with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Do you think eventually, like, because we still don't really have 100% confirmation, are they going to give us Dead God for all these slots eventually?
I think so. Yeah. I think Dead God is the like... Dead God's gonna end up being like the in-game PvP armor, and then Blackstar, or whatever Blackstar turns into, like the Dead God equivalent. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave us like 2 different sets or some shit like that. Would be like the PvE.
See,
like if there's an enhanced Blackstar or some shit that they do at some point.
So I hear you about the PvE, and that totally makes sense with Blackstar isolated as just like its own separate armor. But the thing that bothers me so much about it is if they go to Dead God and all these people have Tet Blackstar armor that are this new enhancement material to bring it up to 4 more DP, there's no path to Dead God from there. You literally have to scrap it completely and switch. That's the part that kind of annoys me, is like, so if I start as a new player and I get full Tet Blackstar armor, I have to either get one of my Blackstar armors to pen, which is insanely difficult, or sell my armor and switch to whatever just to go to the next upgrade path to get to Dead God. Like that's why I wish that it made enhancing 2 pen easier, so that way there was a path for people that go this route to get Dead God without having to switch their armor completely.
But see, that's why I'm saying, like, I think at some point they're gonna come out with some version of Dead God that is like, it's gonna be the enhanced Blackstar that is the equivalent of Dead God, but for PvE. Like, I'm really thinking they're kind of like, I think they're gonna lean hard into that direction. At least it wouldn't surprise me if they did, because what you're saying is 100% correct. There is like no real viable path to go from Blackstar to Dead God. So then what does that mean? That Blackstar is just the end? Well, that also seems kind of unlikely considering the gear difference. And even if you have Pin Blackstar, like, Dead God goes so much higher, right? Like, even for PvE.
Yeah, a lot of people are... So like Lisan saying, the armors are only 1k crons. So it's not as bad as the weapon, which is true. And then everyone's saying you can enhance Pen Blackstar and it becomes Dead God straight from there. It's like, okay, but if you compare that cron cost, let's say every 4 attempts, even though the percentage, because the percentage is so low, every 4 attempts on a pen like Blackstar is 10 attempts on a normal pen armor in cronstone value. Like, that's such a huge difference. It's more than double. So it's like, I don't know, the percent chance is still so low. It's still super, super expensive compared.
It's not realistic.
Like, pen armors are a lot easier to enhance compared to a Pen Blackstar armor. Like, even though it's cheaper than a Blackstar weapon, it's still like kind of a crazy, it's daunting. I mean, think about the fact that people are going for Tet is because Pen normal armors were difficult for them, and now to expect them to go for a Pen Blackstar armor is actually kind of insane. So I don't know. Yeah, you don't need C10 Caphras, but Caphras are like, you just buy those over time. It's still easier, like on average, than to get a pen Blackstar. Like, I don't know. It just seems like really difficult. Like, let's say if the average pen armor takes you, what, I don't know, whatever it is, somewhere between 18 and 30 attempts for a pen normal armor. Imagine a Blackstar being 18 to 30 attempts. Like, you could have just bought C9 Caphras and probably would have succeeded much sooner with that amount of money. Not probably, like for sure. It's just cheaper. Otherwise, people would be doing it. Like if it's as easy as everyone's kind of making it seem, people would just do it.
Well, it's just like the cancer of like, okay, if you don't cron it, then you have to deal with like leveling it or enhancing it back up to Tet so you can do another attempt.
I don't know. I just wish there was a little bit more of a path to go from a Tet with this new rare enhancement thing to pen for people that go that route. That's all. And maybe they will one day. Or maybe they just want it to be completely separate dead end set, so that way the normal armors are still super relevant.
Kind of like the blue armor from Kama. The lemur, or what is it? What's the fucking set?
Lemuria.
Lemuria, yeah.
But that's different because that's like Laverto, right?
Yeah, but it was just like we already had. Well, I guess we didn't have Laverto armor, so I guess that's fair.
Yeah, we did, dude. We got Lemuria. Everyone wears Lemuria.
Well, yeah, that was what we were talking about. It was like weird that they introduced that, but Rezor made a good point that it was basically the Laverto armor.
Yeah, except without 2 sockets in each piece for some reason. Which is really like when it first came out, the reason why most people didn't even use it, because it would have been an okay path for people had they not made it only 1 socket. Like people would have actually been using it. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. So it's kind of cool. It's cool like for people that don't really care that much, especially if you're not into PvP. You can just stay with the Tet and you'll be able to basically grind everywhere. I'm pretty sure. I can't imagine. I mean, you'd be more tank if full Tet Blackstar with this enhancement material. You would be more tanky than someone in full pen C9, even with a duo Dead God in PvE.
For PvE,
yeah, for PvE. So that part is kind of cool. It lets them grind wherever they want, basically, without having to get full pen and Caphras up and stuff. So that part of it is kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it won't matter that much. It's just the way it is in our current game. Like right now, Tets just feels super weird because you can't upgrade them at all. And C2 pen is just so bad. It's like nothing. So I don't know. Let's see. What else we got? Is that anything else? Is Nayashe getting more RNG carried?
Not right now, but maybe later. Give me a few.
It just dawned on me that they call the boots shoes on everything. I thought that was just Blackstar. I was like, so funny they call it shoes when we have Muskin boots and Aragon boots, but they're called shoes. Yeah, it's Muskin shoes and Aragon shoes, but no one like ever says shoes.
Yeah, everyone says boots. You're right.
It's so weird. Like every other game in the world says shoes too, unless it's like maybe cloth or something. It's like the cloth spec on like some games, but it's so weird that they just call them shoes.
Would you, Frosty, hear this out? Armin was saying this in chat. He thinks the Tet Blackstar helmet is actually worth it to use because you get the Griffin stats plus the Gyath HP.
Yeah, that's true. The helmet is kind of nice, although at Tet or Pen.
Tet, I think, is the idea. Yeah, he said I think Tet Blackstar is worth it.
The problem is though is
you
you're gonna run into the
can't
same issue. The problem is you're gonna run into the same issue where whenever Dead God helmet comes out, because you know it's gonna come out, you have no viable path to get there, and you have to scrap your Blackstar helmet entirely.
Well, once you get it to C9 compared to the enhanced version, then you have less stats for PvP than a normal Griffin. Because you get HP and DR when you go from C6 to C9 and evasion. But in PvE, yeah. Dude, that also makes me wonder, since it does have both the Gaiath HP and the Griffin DR, like once it goes to Dead God, is it going to keep that? That's actually going to be such a fat upgrade for people. Because either switching it to Dead God is either going to, if you're a Gaiath user, instantly give you 6 more DR, or instantly give you 100 HP. It's kind of.
You're assuming that they're not just gonna take one of those things away.
Oh, another thing about the thing you were mentioning earlier, Frosty. Apparently, the Blackstar armors are only 800 crons the pen, instead of like the weapons that are like 3,000.
Yeah, it costs twice as much than an armor, than a normal pen armor.
Than a normal armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening. I feel like if a new player came up to you, Nayashi, like let's say in 3 weeks or whatever, let's say in 3 months. 3 months from now, everything is out. Are you gonna recommend a new player go for Blackstar armors over pen armors once they get to that point?
No. Just because of the difficulty in achieving it. I just don't think that's like it like you said, it hinders your late game progression.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I really feel like they're gonna make this PvE only. Like if that same scenario, they're like, I don't like PvP.
Right.
They're like, I just grind. That's all I like to do. I just like grinding. Then it's like, okay, well then maybe. Like that's a viable option. Then if you have no aspects of PvE, then that's fine. I think they're gonna push this to just be a PvE set, honestly, and they're probably gonna do something down the road to make it either make Blackstar equivalent to Dead God or come out with a Dead God equivalent armor that Blackstar can build into or some shit like that.
I am kind of jealous of the 10% all res against monsters. That's actually so nice. I know it doesn't seem like much, but at like Turos and Thornwood, that shit's so nice.
It's annoying how that 3-piece set is in our game, but we don't have the gloves.
Yeah, Cinny brings up a good point. In the scenario that you're bringing up with it being a PvE set, like the Dead God versions are still better because they also give monster DR.
Yeah.
Or are you assuming the future ones are not going to? Because Dead God gives monster DR as well.
Does it? I thought it didn't.
No, it does. That's why I feel so like disjointed with Blackstar to me.
I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds.
Although Dead God doesn't apply the Blackstar set bonuses.
Set bonus, yeah.
I'm fighting an Awakened Nova now. I think it's Kitna. I'm not sure though. Is Kitna and Brutal?
I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know. What's the dead dude? Yeah, well that's the thing though. You said like I assume that they're gonna like keep the HP, and it would seem weird. Like let's say if you have a Pen Blackstar helmet and you have the Gaiath HP and the Griffin DR, doesn't it seem weird that you upgrading to Dead God would downgrade your helmet?
Doesn't it seem weird that you can go from Pin Blackstar to Dead God and then lose the set bonus?
I guess. That's a fair point. But you immediately like gain it back. Well, you kind of don't really because you get more monster DR, do you not? Or maybe it's the same actually. I haven't really even looked. Let me look. What is the set bonus? 5, right?
The 2 set bonus is 5, but we don't know what the 4 set bonus is yet. It might be more, who knows?
Yeah, that's a fair point. That you lose the set bonus. Because they're both 13. I don't know. Very strange, dude. They're all over the place. All right, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Blackstar is just a weird gear set, man. I think they implemented it and they didn't know what they wanted to do with it, honestly.
I think it's just intended to be a collector's item kind of thing.
Could be. I mean, who knows?
Collector's
Remember when
item.
Blackstar first
Like
came
baseball
out
cards?
and everyone was like, dude, finally armor that looks decent.
Yeah, maybe that's it. It's the cosmetic.
I actually don't think it looks good. I think it looks terrible. In
Compared
game,
to
it looks
Tree
bad.
Spirit?
Arguably, yeah.
No.
You look like
you're
a robot.
out of your mind.
It looks really bad.
You're out of your mind.
You haven't put it on a female. It literally gives
Tree
you
Spirit
shorts.
looks like a fucking... You're wearing a Snuggie, my guy.
That Snuggies are
Snuggie.
cooler than a pair of metal shorts. How many people do you know in real life that use Snuggies, and how many do you know that wear metal shorts?
0. I know 0 people who use Snuggies, dude.
No, everyone uses a Snuggie. You're a liar. You're from Texas. It's the only way to stay warm. You guys burn Snuggies to stay warm. Oh, dude. The metal shorts are so tilting to me. I'm like, dude, yes, Blackstar armor, Dead God. I put it on. I'm like, wait, why are my knees showing? I hate this. They're so dumb looking. Oh my god.
Because you need the full set, my guy.
Yeah. It's a strange
Plus,
thing.
I gotta say the Nova's like scythe where they throw it out in front of them and they just have it spinning there. It's kind of supposed to mimic the Hash's movement slow one.
Yeah, except it doesn't have the movement.
Yeah, except it doesn't have any of the debuffs or anything. That one is like it keeps you guys stuck there, and it's like super vulnerable to
for a
being
long
traded.
time. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nyashi. I literally was using that ability, and I was like, "This is an animation copied from somewhere else."
Yeah.
And for the life of me,
it's literally Hashishines.
For the life of me, I sat there for like 5 minutes trying to think of what animation it was copied from, and I could not come up with it. It is Hash. Thank you. For fuck's sake, that bothered me.
yeah. It's Hash's Shifty. I forget the name of it, but
The playstyle this particular Nova's using is interesting. They're not really trying to focus on landing the vacuums on me. They are getting them here and there, but I don't think I've been killed during a vacuum once. But they're doing like constant pokes, kind of similar to like D-Bite, but their version of it's like really like stabby. I guess that doesn't really make sense. So it's D-Bite, but it's like they have a deeper lunge. I guess is
are they winning more?
along the lines. No, they're not winning at all. Well, no, they won like once or twice.
That guy, if it's actually Kitna, he's arguably.
I'm not sure if it's getting there or not.
Kitna is probably like one of the better Novas.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Because he's been playing it a lot. All right. WoW seriously said. Or you guys want to talk about anything else before we go to the comments?
Nope,
No,
good to go.
All right, on to the comments. For those who are new to the show, we read the comments on the show every single week. So go to the YouTube channel, drop us a comment if you have something to say, and we'll read it out loud. As long as it's not insulting or overly vulgar, we're good to go. WoW seriously says, got temp fix for the intro, so hear me out. Instead of doing work on the new intro, just include a picture of Nyashi Meiwa getting stunned by the Mystic. I want credit when you do it. Thanks, GL.
Stunned by the Mystic. That's toxic.
Icarian Justicar says apparently Anders thinks it's a stack thing. The scythe comes out with full stacks. Also, yeah, pretty disappointed about it not being a summoner. Well, Anders was fucking wrong. Okay.
That would have been cool. Are we disappointed at all that it's a normal class and not any of the cool theories we were coming up with came true at all whatsoever?
A little bit, only because the pre-awakening feels disjointed. If the pre-awakening felt really awesome to go back and forth between, I think it wouldn't matter. Dude, I the other thing, not to go on a tangent, the scythe makes 0 sense to me. All of those abilities could also just be the needle doing the same things. I don't know why there's randomly a scythe. And I kind of
it is very random that they decided to add in the scythe. I think that just proves that they listened to the podcast because we did talk about scythes.
I honestly feel like.
I mean, all right. So think about it. Hold on. Hear me out. Sorry. So think about it. Me and Frosty specifically said that we would love to see a necromancer that has summons or something like that. And what do you got with the Nova pre-awakening in succession? Undead, basically chess pieces, pawns, knights, rooks, or whatever. And then you also have Axiom, which is basically
rooks. I love the idea that there's a rook. There's just like a little castle-shaped thing that slides at you.
Yeah, basically.
There's no rooks in the kit.
Hey, just let it be. Anyways, so I mean, you have these undead like creatures, basically. Let's just put them that way. That it's using. So that's like it's our necro thing. But then they heard us on the Awakening kit, and they decided that we'll just change up some of these like pokey skills and just make them into a scythe, because they said scythe. It should be a scythe. I just feel like there's
feel like-
evidence to support this.
I feel like there's either one or two things that happened with this class. Either one, they had something that was really fucking complex, and then they decided to scrap it
Dumb it down.
because
They
the lack of
probably did.
ability, the lack
Yeah.
of abilities, just makes me feel like that is a possibility. That they had some really complex ideas, like towards the beginning, and then whenever they tested it for whatever reason, the feedback was not good or whatever. That they decided to dumb it down a lot, and this is the result. Or the other option that I think is also very likely is that they literally just forced in the scythe because they thought it would look cool. That
Probably
there was some fucking like intern, or maybe you know that CEO who has that daughter that keeps screaming about purple and pink. Well, his son walked in the room right after that and was like, "And scythes!" And then they're like, all right, scythes. We'll make it use a scythe. We'll make it use a scythe. Don't worry about it."
I think
Like-
Rizzo comes up with the best, like, realistic story scenarios of what's happening.
I think one of those two things happened. In all honesty, if I had to take my bet on which one, I really feel like it's the first one, because I
Right.
think the whole on guard thing, kind of like the on guard thing, and the just sheer lack of skills, really makes me think that they had some like really cool mechanics at some point that they eventually thought was like too complicated or whatever, and so they decided to just scrap the whole thing.
All right, so a couple things. One, someone said this guy's straight Alex Jones of this theory.
Are you new here?
That's
Are you
Reslar's
new
shtick,
here?
dude. Two, I like Dancy Love's theory. He says they were making a new class. This is option 3. They were making a new class and forgot they had a DK, which is totally possible.
True.
It was probably at the
True,
bottom of the
very
list. And it was like on page 2, like they printed out a list of classes, but it's just one too many, so DK was on the second page. And they're like, all right, so we don't want to make it like these classes. Let's do this. Yeah, I don't know. The scythe thing is weird. Hopefully we get more skills. I hope, so you know how they said that every class is getting a new awakening ability? There is
Yeah.
part of me, and I hate to be Reslar in this situation, but I have to put on my
man.
Reslar hat. But there is part of me that feels like they already have that skill designed that would have been out with the normal kit, but they don't want Novas to feel left out when everyone gets a new awakening skill, so they held it, and they're going to give us one more skill when everyone gets their new awakening skill.
I could see that.
That is possible. I can see that. But I still, like, dude, the
And
main
charge us
thing
pearls
is
for it. You have to pay 1,000 pearls for the skill.
It
And it comes with the
surprising.
value pack.
Reslar would be so happy, dude.
It would not. That I actually would probably quit at that point. That would be.
Your new awakening skill's 1,000 pearls. You need
Yeah, that
Marnie's
would-
processed pearls, dude.
That would probably be when I throw in the towel on this game, TBH. But it wouldn't surprise me. I still just feel like, man, it's so fucking weird that those main 6 skills have no flows whatsoever. That is really strange to me.
Yeah. It's very weird. I'm just picturing Reslar's reaction. All right, what if it's only 300 pearls? But you can't get skill add-ons on it unless you pay 600 pearls.
If they charge money at all for this skill, I'm leaving.
All right, what if it's...
Listen, man, I started playing ESO with Adri. I'm having a
Oh
good time.
my
I'll just
God.
go there.
What about 10,000 loyalty? No pearls.
No. Fuck off.
100,000.
No.
What if you have to finish 30,000 quests to unlock your last awakening skill?
I mean, still no, but at least that's like something in game that you have to go achieve. I mean, fuck. But still no.
All right, I tried. All right, Oni says Nova Awakening looks absolutely phenomenal. I really wish Pearl Abyss made an Awakening only spec similar to Succession. I remember them saying that they have no plans for it. Some people like Pre-Awakening only. Some people like the more traditional Pre-Awakening and Awakening, and some people like myself enjoy Awakening by itself. I think it would be healthy to introduce this to the game later on in 2022 or 2023. In my opinion, instead of more damage, introduce different mechanics like higher attack speed, more cancels, warrior, oh god, he puts in parentheses. Succession allows the pre-awakening kit to be its own thing, not limiting it for balance reasons. Nova is about to have summons, full super armor rotation, guardian Q block strength, big AoEs, and high speed. he definitely wrote this before playing the class, because those all don't feel that cohesive, even though it does technically have all that stuff. Can Pearl Abyss do a better job at balancing this? I say yes, because I mean, come on, Succession was the biggest wake-up call, the most unbalanced crap on release. You had Ninja's Prime Blade Spin with 30% accuracy, 30% accuracy. What the fuck? And so much raw damage that it just skipped your entire gear to kill you. Only good thing about Succession release is when Succession Wizard on Global Labs was a small PP class that couldn't do damage, and it was very balanced back then. Good
Small
times.
PP class.
I really think Pearl Abyss has done a better job with recent class releases other than bugs. See, I know I always come off as the white knight in this, but I actually think Succession overall was good for the game. Added more variety, made some of the PvE feel less brain dead. Also, kind of made some of the PvE more efficient for people that were struggling, and also forced them to buff Awakening for PvE a lot, which a lot of the classes needed.
Yeah.
Like, any striker could tell you, granted, even if Succession Striker didn't exist, their Awakening benefited so much from Succession release, because prior to that, Awakening Striker was a struggle to grind. So, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly would love an Awakening only spec as well. I think that would be a cool option. Some of the Awakening kits are really cool, and some of the pre-Awaken kits are super different. I would be super drawn towards a Ranger if there was an Awakening only spec. A pure Awaken Ranger would be so much fun. Your guys' thoughts on a Awakening only one day?
I mean, they would have to fill out the kits. Some Awakening kits are like really naked without the pre-Awaken to back it up.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm assuming they do that like they did with Succ.
Assuming they do that, I think that would be fine.
So you're saying we would have three kits per class is what you're saying.
3 kits per
we'll
class.
call it the more awakened Awakening.
Except Archer. Archer doesn't get it. Or Shy.
What's the Nova DP? Seem tanky for Nova? That's a good question.
I don't know. Like I'm always down for more like choices that the player like gets to have in terms of their play style, because variety is a good thing and it helps keep players like engaged. But at the same time, there's a certain point where you got to start thinking like, okay, this is becoming an absolute nightmare to balance, right? And I think we're already there with Succ Wizard and their absolute refusal to do anything about it. So,
but that's not it. Wizard is not a nightmare to balance. They just aren't doing anything about it. Like, it would be different if Wizard got a change every week and it still was too strong, but like they literally haven't even attempted to do balancing on it. Again, at the end of the day, it's an MMO. Like, if not putting cool stuff in the game that would be fun for everyone because it might not be balanced. It's just not. It's not an esport.
But that's what I'm saying is that
wait, Frosty.
What?
Now that PA's taking over everything, we can have our region battles and we can have esports. This is the long-term goal, damn it. Do you not see the vision?
Yeah, dude, Siege, Black Rose and Cho allying up against the other countries for our esport community.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
That'll be fun, dude.
That would be the weirdest situation.
I do agree with you. Like, I see where you're coming from, and I do agree. But at the same time, it's like you have to think about, like, I cannot do RBF anymore. Like, I legitimately can't. You want to know why? Because literally, I go into RBF. There's 3 Succ Wizards on the other team. I can't play. Like, that imbalance is making me not able to enjoy something that I was previously enjoying. So it's not as if imbalance, like, it has no effect on player enjoyment.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm just saying there's things you have to consider.
But them adding Awakening doesn't... That is their lack of effort. That has nothing to do with the fact that Succession exists. Like, that is literally them saying, we are not going to solve that problem that everyone is complaining about. It's not like a... It's not a complexity issue. It's very simple. That class is too strong. The issue is they have no willingness to do anything about it. They're okay with it. If Awakening comes out,
whenever Reawakening comes out, and then Reawakening Warrior is literally the most busted class of the game, it's the only thing that can be put on par with Succ Wizard, and it makes everyone else's lives even more miserable. And then they come out and say, yeah, we think it's fine. We're not going to do anything about it.
That might be
Like,
the
that-
only way. That might be the only way to fix Succ Wizard. I'm in. I'll
Like,
take
you see what I'm
any
saying?
meta.
Like, this is a
but
problem.
then they can't add anything else to the game. They have to just cut. This is the end of the game. Let's start working on Crimson Desert because everything we add is going to add an imbalance that's going to upset somebody. So we should no longer add anything else to the game. If we add new items,
not
it
what
might
I'm
be too
saying.
strong. I know, but that's like the direction you go. If you're like, we're not going to add stuff because something might be too strong. They can balance it. They're capable of balancing it. Figuring out Succession Wizard
But they're
balance.
not.
But they're not, exactly. But that doesn't mean they're not going to add more content. So it's like, why not just add cool content? Succ Wizard's like fucked. They're never going to fix it for whatever reason. That doesn't mean I don't want to still play other versions of my class, and I think it would be super fun. Like, I mean, I agree. I literally can't go to RBF for the same exact reason. It's just not fun because of WizWitch. I don't know what is going on, why they refuse to do anything about it, but I don't know. It's crazy.
Hopefully, with the more direct communication, we can maybe go about our grievances a little bit better. I don't know. Something needs to happen with it. There's no way they can sit there and say on the Calpheon Ball, oh yeah, we're not planning on nerfing any classes. We're gonna buff other classes up to it. How do you buff other classes to be on par with Succ Wizard? Like,
dude,
how?
they showed
You're going to go through the development of buffing 17, probably 17 or more other classes just to be within range of one.
They said in extreme cases, or if it negatively affects large scale, that they would consider nerfs, but they prefer to do buffs.
I think that was just an excuse because they knew that they were about to nerf PA, and they were like, well, we can't say we're not going to nerf when literally this PA nerf is about to go through. And so I think that's what they were referring to with that. I don't think... I would be shocked if we ever saw a nerf to Succ Wizard, honestly. Because if they haven't done something by now, and just the fact that they're pretending like it's not a problem... I mean, there's got to be... I'm putting on my Alex Jones hat again. There's got to be something somewhere. I'm 100% serious. I'm not fucking joking. There's a CEO or something that enjoys Succ Wizard that absolutely refuses to allow anyone to do anything about that fucking... There is something fishy with that fucking class within the company of Pearl Abyss. There just is. There has to be. There's no other fucking reason or excuse. It's really weird.
Yeah. No, it's strange. Honestly, it's very, very strange and sad. It's very sad. All right, we should move on. Let's see. Asfar says when Reslar said Nova will quote type up her enemies. Ooh, I almost died from laughter. XD. Also, if Nova doesn't have some form of block, be it S block or an actual block, I will pen roulette my accessories. No cap. That would be ridiculous having a defensive weapon with no block. Well, it does have a block. It has an S block. So your accessories live to see another day.
Yeah. Well, ours, not Wrestler's.
Dude, the other thing too, real quick on the Succ Wizard, I got reminded because someone said Succ Wizard's not even that good, LOL, which is funny. But the other thing that I find interesting is in their little chart that they showed on stage when they were talking about the Worldview world, that both guilds were basically 40% WizWitch.
Yeah, like how is that not a problem?
Or all four guilds rather, which is actually
how
kind
they
of
don't
insane.
see that and like that's a problem.
Ishmael Cortez says she reminds me of Witchblade comic. If only every skill she used turned into a different weapon. See that then the scythe would make more sense to me if every skill was a different weapon, because then it'd be like a theme. But the random scythe still is just throws me off that there's just randomly a scythe for 3 abilities. Moist Meatloaf, great name by the way, says Succ Nova looks like maybe a large scale beginner friendly class. Throw your block up, have 2 pawns and a demon attack anything that hits you. Demon restores health and SP. Was really hoping for her summon to be more like Tamer's Doggo. Not gonna lie, I'm definitely curious how Awake is going to feel with completely different looking playstyles going on. Yeah, it's a little... I do agree, it's a little bit like beginner Node War friendly for sure. The way Succession is designed. Which I think is kind of why Rezlar
like
wants
Guardian.
to use it for shot calling.
Yeah. Because when you're shot, that's why people roll Guardian for shot calling as well. Or like Shies. You want to play simple classes that you don't have to think about what the fuck you're doing so that you can pay attention to everything else. Like Guardian's the same way. Guardian is also very notable or beginner friendly.
Dr. Mahara says, yeah, definitely hype for Nova after seeing The Awakening. Not going to re-roll though. Mystic is going to be my main, but may invest in Nova as a DPDR builds are meta now. Nova makes a good DR class.
Does it though?
I mean, it has DR passive and gets DR on its block, and its E-buff is DR.
But
Dude,
it's like, what do you want to use DR builds for other than just like noob stomping?
I don't know. So the other thing that I completely forgot to mention that is kind of interesting is the Nova gets to keep its pre-awakening class buff as well as its awakening one. Which I thought is kind of interesting. I think it's the only class that's like that, right? Or is Guardian or maybe Guardian or Archer or Hash?
Archer only has one.
There's the only three I don't know for sure off the top of my head. But yeah, you can use the all DP 50 instantly recover 500 HP class buff. And then also the E buff. Granted, the E buff isn't like anything major. It actually costs you HP if you're not in on guard, but it recovers on guard and gives you like 20 AP and critical hit damage. But kind of interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of taking HP or whatever, I don't know if I actually really like the whole taking HP on Axion thing. Whenever I read it, I thought it was going to be whenever you summoned him, it consumed HP and then you had him. But instead, it's every skill you use in which Axion pops out. It takes like 150 HP or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Which, granted, you get a little bit of HP back whenever he hits things. So it kind of mitigates it a little bit. But my problem with that is unless you have infinite pot, that becomes an absolute fucking nightmare in PvE.
Yeah.
Like, you have to consume so fucking many pots. It's awful.
Yep. For sure. It's kind of insane. It also, you would think that would justify like a just massive damage, but you know. No. Ambitious Panda says we got some real Reddit detectives out here on the Awakening Nova class or Nova case. Good work, boys. Tips Fedora. Ambitious Panda is always wearing a fedora. Lord in UK says, haven't watched whole podcast yet, so might be way off, but what if Nova had all new weapons, different from Pre-Awakening and Succ? We don't see a shield, we don't see the Morning Star in Awakening at all, but we see a scythe and a rapier, like you guys said. They might do something weird with the class. Guess we'll find out soon. It is funny, like rehashing all these interesting ideas now that we know what it actually is. Are you
kind of boring.
Are you disappointed that it doesn't see swap to a scythe, Rosler?
Oh, 100%. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just want more. Why does every class have to follow the same formula? I got kind of excited whenever Shy came out because they were like, yeah, we're gonna start making like non-traditional classes. I was like, that sounds really cool. And then ever since then, they've only came out with really traditional, standard, boring classes. And it's like, dude, where are our non-traditional classes? Like, where's the class that has some cool mechanic that doesn't follow the rules of, like, the standard classes? And don't talk to me about Archer. Archer follows the same rules as everybody else. It just doesn't have succession. So it's like, it's really fucking stupid. I don't know.
Yeah.
They had so many opportunities to do something really cool, I feel like, with this class and with this kit. And that's why, again, I'm kind of leaning towards, I think they may have had something really cool at first, and then for whatever reason, because it was too complicated or God knows what, they scrapped it. And this is what we got instead.
I don't think they scrapped it. I think they just thought the scythe would look cool. Or maybe they felt like thematically having some skills with a big AoE wouldn't make sense with a rapier. But I think if she can throw the rapier and it flies around, could have the same effect that the scythe does without having to actually use the scythe.
Or like, I don't know. Like she has the ability to summon multiple swords. Like the scythe really does not make sense.
No.
Like there's so many other ways you could have had the same animation with just the swords.
I'm also kind of bummed you can't dye it like you can with the DKs. The sword and the scythe always are just the black inky looking thing.
Black inky looking thing.
Yeah.
I like how your entire chat is just arguing about Succ Wizard now.
Yeah, I like it too. Lord in UK, it's a fun discussion. I think Wizard is the news cycle, you know. It's pretty great. Oh no, we read that one already. Fitzgood says, speaking of the effects off ordeal, speaking of the effects off ordeal, I had them off for so long and never knew how to beat ninjas, kunos, and sorks. It was almost impossible to win. Yeah, it can be hard. If you can't see what they're doing, it makes it super difficult.
You just get like malice from nothing and you just don't know what the fuck. That'd be pretty AIDS to deal with.
Shepherd112 says, oh, is that a triple stun from the Mystic? Hypes me for the podcast every time. Yeah, I just wish he said CC instead of stun, you know? Stay neutral. Alexandra LaFortune says, congratulations on being ranked 208th in Hong Kong on the leisure category. The Sino English listeners are captivated by the underlying core tragico-drama themes of the weekly Value Pack podcast. To one hand, you have the character of Nyashi, voice acted to a stellar level, revealing an enduring depiction of the American middle-class Maewa struggles. On the other hand, Reslar is the core representation of the exploitive grapple Burgos class. Can't wait for the next week's intrigue. True.
Yeah, comment on what's your thing?
I was not given a thing. I'm not included in Alexandra LaFortune's spiel here.
Sorry, I'll wait until after the podcast. I just had an idea.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm like the narrator. Like you two are the main characters, and I'm just like the narrator between scenes.
Yeah.
I'm
You're literally just making sure the story flows.
I'm Morgan Freeman, basically.
Morgan Freeman?
Yeah. Dr. Mahara says Awakening is going to be better for pre-Stars End spots. Succ is going to be better for Stars End and beyond. I do think that that's going to be true eventually. Currently, I don't think it's true, but I do think eventually that's how it'll play out. Dr. Mahara also says Nyashi crying about enhancing distos and debos. Heart eyes. Not today, he's not. This dude got RNG carried as fuck, dude.
Today we got that
so carried, dude.
Tongue grad.
Got that, dude. That's worth more than a Vel's heart. So you got better than a Vel's heart on stream today.
Hell yeah! I basically I got my Vel's heart basically. That's it. That's
finally happened. Nunya says I like the current Awakening color scheme better than the blue for it. I mean, isolated, it's not a bad color. I think it's just because we've seen it already is the only thing that we're talking about. Like if it was the first class with the colors, it'd be fine. Like the colors aren't bad. I actually think the pink hit effect when you hit targets looks pretty cool. But you know, it's not new. Ian says aim assist was likely a console adjustment. PA just gives both platforms the same adjustments if viable. Maybe. I guess. Are people on controller having a hard time aiming at mobs? I don't think they are.
I don't feel like they would, but the combat assist would help out with that, I guess, in a weird way.
DG609 Awakening for Stars, History of Akhman Trees, Succ for Sakrea, Turos, and Golems. Golems, I'd love to find out if it's good there right now. I feel like the damage would be not great, but survivability might be there. The other thing too is there's not a whole lot of frontal guard damage, so you still have to like take the hits at Golems. So we'll see. Sterling Archer says, Hash has the most obnoxious invis in the game. Can be held for so long they can't be hit or seen. Succ can be seen on the minimap when she invises. Ninja Kuno can be hit and invis. Wait, what's the Hash invis?
It's just their
I
tornadoes.
have no idea.
Oh,
Oh,
is
is
it,
it tornadoes?
is it the
They're
tornado? Because we were talking
No,
about...
they have a move that they can be a tornado, and then they also have their rebam skill that makes them basically iframe.
Wait, how do you... What the fuck? The tornado... You literally see where he is. He's just the
Well,
tornado.
Yeah, but some people probably consider that invis.
Wait, someone's saying you can't see the tornado if you have effects off. Is that true? Like
That is true, yes.
You
that
can't
is
see
true.
them or any of the tornadoes they make with effects off. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, but
They
what's
literally
funny is
become invis.
unless they fixed it,
No,
because
they-
whenever we were doing the season where the Hash came out, I was looking at it. Me and Tyler and Guild were looking at it, and if you have effects hidden, you can't see the tornadoes, but you can still see the Hash's eyes if you get up real close to it. His eyes poke out for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, so you just see floating. You just see a floating pair of eyes, basically.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that part. But it's... I don't know. I can't believe it's completely invisible. I don't play with skill effects off, so it's... I've never seen it, but that's actually hilarious. Yeah, and I guess you can't be hit out of it, so they're just like hoping to God to find a tornado.
There is a succession-only
That's funny.
version of All's Breath. It's a tornado where the Hash turns into a tornado if they stand still. Yeah. So I was mentioning earlier.
Sterling Archer said... Oh, no, he already said that. Ian says, funny thing is Awakening Wiz is overtuned on console because of the easy ACC and where the gear is. The easy accuracy?
Possibly. Also, were you about to say iron?
Ian, what did I say? I was confused because
you-
I think, what are those, brackets, or is that a letter in the beginning and the end? I don't know. I almost read
you
that
just
as a letter.
you went like I, and then you like stopped, and then you were like Ian,
Ian.
and it just sounded like you were about to say iron.
Yeah. Okay, I have to address. So someone in chat is saying the reason why Wizard is the way it is because it's designed for Siege and the other classes are not. So therefore
That's not true.
it should be
Wrong.
good in Siege. That it's literally that's just wrong. That's your opinion of the archetype, but that's not how it's designed in the game, or at least it's not supposed to be. Like their own words were when
Every
Awakening.
class should be is designed to perform in
Yeah,
Siege.
a year and a
So,
half ago, it was right when we had Jackie Felix on the podcast, about a year and a half ago, when Awakening Wizard got buffed like the very first time, when it like saw the first like, oh shit, like they're actually buffing this class.
Yeah.
They said they did like an interview on it was on Invin Global at the time, where they said very specifically that it is their mistake that Wizard and Witch feel like they're not very good in 1v1 because they are intended to be able to defend themselves and fight in 1v1 just like all classes. All classes are supposed to be good in every aspect of the game. That's how it's designed. It's not a Trinity game. It's not a game where some people are tanks, some people are healers, some people are good at large scale, but they're bad at everything else. There's not trade-offs. The design is not to be a trade-off. Like, they're specifically not designed that way. And then even in your example that like, well, they're designed for Siege, even if that were true, then why are they also the best at everything else in the game, like RBF and 3v3s and 10v10s and
1v1.
GVGs and 30v30s and 50v? Like, they're literally the best at all of that. And even in 1v1, a lot of classes are hard struggle against them. Like, super hard struggle. There's some classes that are like, dude, how am I supposed to beat this? So it's like, yeah, it just doesn't
There's no trade-off.
make sense. Like,
your whole argument is that they're good in large scale because there's a trade-off. But the thing with Succ Wizard is there's no trade-off. And also, it's not just that the class is good in large scale. The problem is the class is so good in large scale that it makes every other class fucking useless. Like, that's the problem. The problem isn't that it's better at large scale than every other class in the game. If that was the only issue, then it wouldn't be an issue at all. The problem is that it's so good at large scale that like you really can't even play any other fucking class. That's the problem.
Yeah, it negates all the strengths of every other class, like by a lot. So it's just whether you care or not that wizard is very strong, it is very strong, and it's negatively affecting a lot of the game, not just siege. It's like a ton of different aspects of the game. I mean, literally, like, I don't know. You basically need Wiz Witch. Like it always comes down to Wiz Witch in every single engagement. So the design is every class is supposed to have some semblance of importance throughout like many parts of the game. And right now, all of these classes that were strong at one point, once Succession Wizard came out, became negated like heavily. It's the best ranged class. It's the best support class. It's the best frontline class. It's the best just everything currently in this current state of the game.
Even the best RP class,
And the best RP class. It actually does RP
even
quite
Tamers
well.
lost their spot. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because you just instant swap to Awakening and have a drink with your Marg. All right, so Six Sun says Reslar's fan hit different this episode. I know, dude. Somehow in winter his fan gets turned up to max. It's only getting hotter in Reslar's place. Ali Speed says, you guys, they mentioned that Nova sacrifices her HP and her pawns to get the Demon King. However, in the trailer, we clearly see that the pawns are attacking in tandem with the Demon. Ship plus Q skill horses still spawn as well as Dragon. Also, they mentioned that the Demon freaks out, goes into a frenzy when she's badly hurt. This means that the summon can be made to always be around. Otherwise, it freaking out wouldn't make sense now, would it? Yeah, so it's funny because I felt the exact same way. So the pawns are still there. You just have to sacrifice 2 to spawn the thing, but then you get your 2 pawns back once you block again. And then, the frenzy thing is, it's there with you, but it's like a little ball that floats around you everywhere you go, and then it turns red when it's into a frenzy and sometimes comes out of the ball and attacks. But the gargoyle is not just like walking around with you like a tamer pet or the Wizwitch pets. It's there in spirit, watching over you, and then coming out to do little to nothing when you need it most.
Sounds about right.
Triconnect says, Awake Kit is like a child of DK and Sork. It looks like Scythe and Rapier are separate stances, like maybe a ninja. She seems to be a flex class, not because she's good at flex, but bad at main ball to the point where she shouldn't be played there. Yeah, I don't know how she'll do in a main ball. I mean, everyone always tells me, like, well, all she has to do is vacuum, and it's like, okay, that's cool. But so your team can get kills from your vacuum suicide, but what do you get to do? I feel like outside of like the initial 10-second on guard engage, like she's gonna be rough in Node Wars. Bake says her skill FX reminds me of Aurora Borealis. Yeah, it does, dude. Especially in on guard, like the little aura that goes around her feet when she side dashes. Actually, looks so sick. Triconnect also says, I just finished watching the episode after Christmas, so didn't make it there in the comments. Shaky was all on his good behavior, especially thinking about the drama with Ellie, and she was part of podcast 2, so either no bad blood left between them or Shaky was just nice for the podcast, but Shaky is sort of controversial person in the community, so maybe expecting comments like that just cause he opened his mouth is to be expected.
Yeah, there were actually a couple people that had issues with other people on the 2-year anniversary. But
yeah,
we asked
everyone
them,
was pretty behaved.
We asked them, we put up a message, we had our own chat in the Discord that only they could see, and we asked them, like, hey, please leave any drama at the door, like, we're here to have fun, and everybody did. So we really appreciate that everybody did do that, in fact. So we were able to have a good time.
Chibi Neko says, what if they make an event where all servers are Arsha, kind of like the annual purge, and an announcement comes, emergency broadcast system, this is not a test.
This is not a test.
Hey, that would be pretty fun.
Game is being switched from softcore to hardcore. If you die, you lose everything.
Dude, that would be insane in this game.
That
Could you
would
imagine?
be insane. You better believe I'm going to be switching builds to full stamina, and I'm playing full rat mode.
I'm just not going to log in.
You had 30 seconds to log in. Shit. That would be pretty insane, though.
It would be pretty fun. Or if there was like a time during the weekend that the servers go nuts, like maybe you leave one server from each cluster normal, but then make the rest Arsha, like during certain periods, would be kind of fun. Ribbon 4S says, I thought the exact same thing when I saw Nova Awakening. Looks like it's going to be a less tanky Mystic with some range. Poggy, meet my new tag. Ribbon, I wonder if you still feel that way. This has to be the most... maybe I only have like a small sample size, right, of the people that I've interacted and like looking at Reddit and the forums and Discord, but I feel like the ratio of the amount of people that said they're going to either main Nova or it's going to be their main tag to I don't feel good about this class is like the biggest difference of any class release ever. I feel like people were 100% sure that Nova Awakening was insane. And then they played it and they're like, I mean, it's really fast.
Yeah, but it's like not really like wow factor per se. It's like overall. It has a few perks about it and that's it.
This is what I said after playing it on stream for a couple hours. I think that people are going to really enjoy it for like a week or two, and then like 90% of people are going to drop it, and it's going to become that class that you like. It's going to become that Awakened Meiwa, where there's only like fucking...
why you gotta be like that?
Where there's only like fucking 10 of them. You run into them like once a month, and you're like, what the fuck? People still play this fucking class?
But you still hear from them every day complaining?
That's just toxic. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's toxic.
And it's going to be like... Because I think the thing about it is I think it's gimmicky. I think the Awakening is gimmicky. And so the gimmick is really fun, and it's going to be really fun for the first like week or two, but eventually people are going to be like, alright, I'm kind of bored of this gimmick, and what does it have to offer me outside of this gimmick? Well, honestly, not that much, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think after it gets a couple little like quality of life fixes plus the bombs, people feel a lot better about it.
Hold on, I need my chat to do the Awaken Meiwa emote for any of you subs out there.
Tilter321 says easy way to reduce karma bombing or someone just trolling a rotation is to just bring back EXP loss on death and removing respawning at node if you die in PvP. Also remove using Pearl Res if you die to PvP as well. None of this should apply in Arsha though. I mean, I think you can do it in a way that's less encourages griefing, because people are just going to kill you to make you lose EXP, right? Which also is like a kind of another form of griefing. So I feel like there's easier ways to remove karma bombing. Maybe not being able to respawn at node unless you're in a GVG would be one. I don't know, but who knows? Ed says, actually looking forward to her Succ over Awakening. Love the summons and the demon makes it so much cooler.
It is very cool. It is not very good.
I also am more excited. Dude, the ice animations looked pretty cool in Pre-Awakening, and in Succession, I think they look absolutely incredible. So I'm looking forward to like the rebombs, and I also hope the rebombs get some fresh animations too. I hope they're not just like look exactly like the actual skill. I hope they look cool. I mean, I don't know what else you could do with ice. Dude, the fucking Shift F Reslar, the way the ice like grows up in that circle just looks so cool.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting that I found? So in the Pre-Awaken kit, like non-succession, Shift F kind of looks like it goes like forward, almost like in a big fucking line a little bit. But in Prime and Succession, it's just the circle in front of you. It's kind of interesting that it's like slightly different. Like it doesn't go forward like it kind of does in Pre-Awakening. Yeah. Have you noticed that as well, or am I crazy?
Which skill?
Shift F. Like in Pre-Awakening, non-succession, it like goes forward. Like it's almost like a line. But in Succession, the Prime version of it, it's just like the circle in front of you.
Yeah, it's that circle, yeah. And Shift Q looks more like the Pre-Awakening Shift F with the line of ice.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of 100%. Interesting.
Well, now I need to see it. Let me just do it.
Yeah, check and see. Make sure I'm not crazy, but like that was what it looked like to me. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I think you're right. Yeah, it does the circle in front of you now instead of the line. Let me see. Let me take the Prime version out when it's off cooldown.
Yeah, and take the absolute version. And I'm pretty sure it looks more... It's not as, like, circular. It's more of, like, a fucking line.
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
just a
like.
straight line. It's a straight line instead of a circle.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
It's kind of crazy. It's very different. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty different, actually. Well, you know, it's funny because I like the circle, the way it grows, but it does... Well, no, I guess it looks different enough from the other, like Shift L and B, Shift R and B. The way it grows just looks epic. All right, now I'm on a tangent, sitting here casting abilities over and over. Back to the comments. Ed says, actually looking forward to Succ over her awakening. Love the summons and the demon. Oh, I said that already.
You already read that.
Yeah, it does look cooler, and it's cool. I don't know. Daniel Bichetti says, makes sense that we nerf Sorc 100% vacuum, give another class a 10-second cooldown, one usable in 1v1 as well. PvE only when. Yeah, that's how Rez feels about it too.
Yep.
I'm fine with it being PvE only. Now it's even one less ability, and it already feels empty, so it needs a couple things. You do that.
That's why I said replace it with another CC.
Just,
I think it needs another CC
much
anyway.
missing. There's just so much missing. You got 3
I think it
bands,
needs another
BSR,
CC
score
anyway.
skills.
Take away the Succ, give it another CC.
Daniel Bichetti says, oh no, I read that already. I don't know. I'm losing it here. LaRue's Kenneth says, just got caught up with the most recent video after watching every podcast video starting from episode 1 during my grind since I came back to the game 3 months ago. Oh my God. It's so eerie how many things you guys predicted or wanted to implement came true in the exact form that you described before.
That's what I'm saying. We have that intern listening
We
in,
got
you
that
know,
intern.
passing out that shit.
No meme. I think it literally just is like we say a lot of things that the entire community like would like to see
Probably
happen.
is wanting, yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're just trying to do what the community wants to do, which also happens to be what we're saying.
Right. Exactly.
Like no meme, I think that's what's happening. But meme back on, it's 100% the fucking intern.
Yep.
Yeah. Nova's Awakening, as suggested by Reslar's Fate Stay Night Archer comment, the Agris and Loot Scroll point systems, T10 Seahorse, Nader's Parchment, Fail Stack save slots, and at least a dozen more. Competitive star... Dude, yeah, that shit's...
Competitive stars end grinding?
No. He said competitive StarCraft season is also a bit slow these days, so the grinds are going to become a lot more boring until the next podcast. Love you all. Hey, another StarCraft fan.
Dude, B8 is just
There's literally
freaking
dozens
the fuck
of
out
you.
right now.
There's literally dozens of us, dude. There's still some of us out there. I'm not the only one of those 200 viewers that watch StarCraft matches. Hell yeah.
Speaking of which, Frosty, did you do your league?
Did
Your
I-
league matches? Excuse me.
My league match.
Yeah, a new season started.
Oh!
Yeah, you got to do your qualifiers.
No, if it puts me back in copper, dude, I'm out. Orikami says, long time.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah?
Wait. On that note, you know they did make a big change, Frosty. There's no longer placement matches if you're still in the same tier. So like if you go from like silver 3 to silver 2, you don't have to do a placement matches. Not placement, the fucking promotion.
Oh, really? You just up?
Yeah, you just go up. There's only promotion matches.
So nice.
There's only promotion matches between tiers now, which is actually like a really big change, honestly.
Yeah, that is kind of nice. I mean, I'm going to be stuck in silver forever because I probably won't ever play or practice again, but who knows? Orikami says, long time no see. How is the Fallen God armor situation among the podcast crew? I think that me and Nayaashi have duo Fallen God, and Reslar's using a Tet Blackstar armor. Is that right?
Yes. Well, no,
Yeah.
you have tried, dude.
Oh, yeah, I've tried. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Jesus.
Man, if
Christ,
only
gonna
you were
drop it
able
like
to look,
that.
if only you were able to look at your gear and clearly tell that it was try instead of trying to remember what the fucking names of the armor is.
Yeah, sorry. I have a silent Fallen God. Nayaashi has a distorted Fallen God, and Reslar is in Oasis Blackstar armor. What do you think about Oasis Blackstar armor, Res? They add just another Oasis Blackstar box that's a tri Blackstar armor.
Well, it would have to be duo, right? It would have to be duo Blackstar armor. Because isn't Oasis Tri boss, not Tet? Or is it Tet? I thought it was Tri.
It's Tri. Yeah, so I guess it'd have to be Duo. Yeah, you're right.
It would be Duo Blackstar.
Duo Blackstar armor. Yeah, we're doing well. I try my best to stay just one step ahead of Nyashi and Rezlar. Mayo Knight says, can confirm.
Dude, you're like 20 steps ahead of me. What the fuck?
Well, once you learn how to make a pry accessory, you'll catch up.
That's just... Dude, the wound is still open.
I can't believe he failed that first pry. That sucks. That was
no,
40.
You want to know what's...
Well, it was just funny.
Nyashi? It's not even a wound because there's just so much like fucking scar tissue at this point. It's so normal.
It's just catalyst.
Well, I loved that it cost him 45% of his total enhancement funds to fail that.
Man.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, that was fun. For anyone tuning in late on the podcast, hopefully you guys go check it out later. But we did a little accessory enhancement session. It was pretty fun, and it worked out really well for everyone except for Alex Jones. Mayo Knight says, can confirm listening to old podcast reruns increases RNG. First got the final map piece and now hit my pen dandy. I personally like to think watching the podcast siphons away Rezlar's luck and distributes it to the viewers. True. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Dude, that's the new tinfoil. I like it.
Could we get Rezlar to play StarCraft again? Dude. No,
probably not.
He controls a unit and thinks that he's playing League and looks only at that unit and nothing else ever happens again.
Dude, that StarCraft video was fucking hilarious though.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, and that's the show. Thank you guys for all the comments and everything. If you do want to comment in the future, again, we always read it aloud in chat. I mean on the show, so if you want yeah, do that. And we do read some of the live chat. At least, like, I read everything you guys say when we're streaming live. I just am not always able to address it or reply to it. But occasionally it makes it on the show. If it's crazy enough, you know, if it's someone saying, like, Wizards actually not...
to the topic.
Yeah, or if someone says Wizards really not that strong. You know, some of those things we got to address.
Some cringy, controversial shit. Yeah, we'll bring that up.
Yeah, occasionally.
We will literally point you out for the rest of the community to shun.
Yeah, I do want to say it's unfortunate that it does devolve into us just whining about Wizard all the time, which I hate to be that guy that just sits there and cries about something all the time. It's just, I think it's just gotten to a point that it's so frustrating that it's not even been like looked at.
Yeah, it's just...
I try my best not to be a whiner and complainer because I get so annoyed hearing people whine and complain about stuff all the time. And I think I mix in a fair dose of positivity between my whining. So hopefully you guys can handle it. But yeah, Wizards just gotten to a point where I feel like a Meiwa, you know? I just feel like Wizards' greatest attribute is that it turns all other classes into an Awakening Meiwa. Just useless.
It's true, sadly.
Yeah. So anyway, Rezlar, you wanna close this out?
Sure. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Everybody who's watching the video on YouTube, listening through SoundCloud or wherever you're listening, or if you're watching this live, thanks for listening to us ramble on about things. Special shout out to their patrons. Thank you for your support, and like I said at the beginning, thanks to everybody who supports us on our individual streams as well. Really appreciate that. 100th episode coming up. I have an idea. I haven't talked to Nyashi and Frosty about it, but I have an idea for something I'd like to do. And then I also got another idea in the middle of this podcast. So things probably happening soon. Tier list is going to come out either not this Wednesday, but next, or not next weekend, but the weekend after. At the latest, we will record it on Wednesday and then release it on the weekend, or we might record it a little earlier than Wednesday and then release it on Wednesday. So look forward to the new tier list. It's going to be a full tier list, right? We're doing Succession, we're doing Awakening, we're doing PvE, we're doing PvP, we're doing everything, right? Because I think we owe it. I think we owe it to do everything.
I'm going to try to convince Rezlar to allow us to do the in-between grades, like a C- or a C+, just because I can't stand when we put two things in the same letter grade that are actually
and
so different.
They're just really not the same.
Yeah. So for that, I'm going to try to convince Reslar to... Our grading scale is going to be so complex that it annoys Reslar. He's going to be mad. It'll be great.
But anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.